Mute?
No.
No.
All right, we're good now. We're live. Hi guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hello.
It still says standby on YouTube.
Yeah, it's gonna have
already
a
has
little lag time.
Still says it.
I guess there's a little lag, yeah.
Do they
Oh
hear
wait.
us?
Oh wait, now
something
it's on.
happening.
Now it's
Oh
on.
yeah.
Oh
Hello.
Hey,
All those
look, we have
people.
Kate.
Hi guys.
No.
Hello.
Hey everyone.
Chat is so fast.
Oh yeah, the chat's gonna be
Oh my God.
super fast.
Oh my god, there's so many people
So
to handle it.
so soon.
Zoom
little lag, yeah.
I think they hear us, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Who's talking?
Who's that?
Hey, look, we have Kate.
Hi guys.
everyone.
Watching recording at the same time. Might as well mute
Yeah,
that.
whoever has that, you need to turn the volume down.
Yeah, mute it or lower it.
I think it's Bert.
Oh, okay. I had to mute
I don't know.
because I have YouTube on in another tab, and then I could hear so many different like voices. I was like, what is going on? Oh, I have to mute YouTube and talk in Discord. That's yeah. I'm not
Exactly.
used
Here we
to.
go.
I'm not
Yeah, I
used to
just muted
streaming
you,
like this.
so
Just so you know, I'm
you're in double.
a grandma, so.
I think it's okay.
Okay, I'm gonna find something to draw.
All right.
share.
I think we're ready for questions now. Probably.
Okay.
We're all settled
Then,
in. I think we're good to go.
We are starting.
Yeah, go ahead.
We are starting with a question from Moon. So this is for our character designers. How many palettes and concept designs do you guys go through before settling on one for a character?
Many.
A lot.
Yeah, it's a whole lot.
It's a process.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we do look at like the original artworks by Joyang, and we tweak them in such a way that it looks pleasant, and because you can like have some colors that are too dark compared to other characters. So like when I tried to work on the dragon nuts, I couldn't make Starflight, for example, too dark because then he would just disappear in the background. So he had to be way more lighter than what his like official colors would be. So it takes a lot of tweaks, but we try to, of course, I mean, we try to hit like the basic colors of the group, like Clay is brown, Tsunami is blue, Sunny is yellow, you know, that type of thing. But yeah, so it takes a lot of tweaks to find the right palette.
Or like we said with like Morosir, where it was like, are we going to go more with that kind of jaundice yellow look, or are we gonna try and imply his, you know, parental relationship to another dragon later on in the series via his colors, kind of thing, which we have not decided on yet.
No, it's still very early progress. So we're just throwing whatever on the table and see what looks good, you know.
Yeah, you guys are doing a good job at it. So.
Yeah, everyone is doing awesome job. I love seeing like concepts just popping up. That's awesome. Okay, so I got.
So we have another question from Moon, and so Moon is asking, do the designers often practice multiple tribes, or are we staying within one or two?
I would say with the Dragonettes that we're doing a whole lot of different tribes.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like right now I'm drawing Glory. I would hope that's kind of evident, but there's a lot of different shapes that go into each tribe. So for example, like Mudwings, for most of our clay concepts feature that he has like a very kind of like, there's not a big forehead bump like there is here to here. It's more like, ooh, it's kind of like this, more like a big cat's face, for
like
example.
squares.
So there's a lot of we're exploring a lot of differentiations between each tribe, and especially with like which have beaks, which have forked tongues, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, we try to.
Okay, and then do you like to redraw characters again and again before posting in concept artwork, or do you like to only do a few sketches?
Multiple.
We do
Multiple, yeah.
draw multiple.
Yeah, multiple
It's
concepts.
actually very important in character designing that you draw the character multiple times, just so you can understand. Maybe you figure out that I actually don't like drawing this pattern on the forehead because it takes too much time, or I don't like drawing these types of horns because they're too complicated and I spend too much time on it. So it's like, it's very good to draw the characters over and over again until you feel comfortable with their design, because that's what's going to happen when you start animating them. You have to draw them over and over again, and it needs to be simple. It needs to be like just an easy time on you. Otherwise, it's just gonna drain your brain juice, if it's too complicated. And the only way to figure out if a design works, it is to try and draw the character from different angles and different poses, and just experiment with it and see what works and what doesn't. So yeah, that's what we do.
And you kind of find
Before
some. Go on.
I was saying, before we move on to the next question, there's a lot of speculation going on in the chat over who you are drawing, Kate. Can you tell everyone who you're drawing?
I'm drawing Glory. I'm doing a concept design of her. I think people might think she's Peril. I don't know. I haven't really been looking at chat.
They say
There's
Kestrel.
been lots of.
They say
There's been
Kestrel?
Kestrel. I've
Yeah,
seen
they say
Burn.
Kestrel.
Oh,
Yeah,
burn.
yeah. For a second, I also
Oh
that was
no.
Kestrel.
I can kind of see where they're mistaking Kestrel instead of a Burn, because Kestrel has that slim neck and has more of that skywing appearance. So I can see why people messed up either Kestrel or Glory.
Add her frill. That'll clear it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll definitely do it.
So the next question is, in general, what are the designer's favorite parts to do? Sketching, lining, coloring, etc.
Sketching.
Dynamic poses.
I like sketching.
I love sketching.
I like lining. I mean, I have to be in a mood for it.
Yeah, sketching is so fun.
It is. You're allowed to be messy. with
Yeah,
sketching.
Mhm.
Lower
you're,
stakes.
you're allowed to make
Yeah.
mistakes and stuff like that.
I can
with
find.
li-
I mean, I can
also
find
like
like.
the-
Go on.
I also like the coloring process because, like, I don't know, something about, like, it reminds me of when you're a little kid and you get a coloring book for the first time, and all you want to do is just color outside or inside the lines, and that's just two parts. I like the sketching and I like the coloring, not so much the lining, really.
I like the lining because I feel like my sketching is like me roughing out like a sculpture, and my lining's my finding what I like in those lines, kind of thing, and then being like, boom, done.
Yeah, I like sketching too because of that. Like, I like playing with shapes a lot for the characters and get their personal essence through the shapes.
Yeah.
So for me, it's really sketching.
It depends on the line style. If it's something that I want to enjoy, if it's like very tight and precise and vector-like lines, I'm just not having fun with it. If I can allow myself to have it rough and just quick strokes and just scribbles and like a pencil, like the style we're using for AnimatedWings, then I'm having a great deal of fun with it, more than the other way around. So I it's not like I hate lining at all, but I prefer sketching if I have to choose one of those. So yeah.
I personally am a huge fan of line art, but that's just me.
Hey, I get it. I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
So do
Yeah,
you guys
sketching
like?
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm just. You can go ahead.
Sketching is fun because you can just, throw a bunch of lines together and it ends up looking like something, that has an actual shape. But I mean, lining is cool too. But yeah, it can be exhausting when you have to do like very precise strokes.
Mm.
Definitely.
So do you guys prefer to work on collabs or alone?
I'm up for a good collab.
Yeah, I love collabs.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
Animation is
Yeah,
great
true.
collab.
It's one big collab.
We're like one big family here.
Yeah. All helping each other,
Very
making
true.
an animated series.
Val, if you're ready, I was going to hand things over to you, but I'm going to read one more question because I can actually answer this one myself. So Turtle Mutt asked, will each episode be a chapter, or will some of the chapters blend together? And that's still being decided as we finalize screenplays and we're going through drafts, but right now it is looking like some of the shorter chapters, for the sake of runtime, will be combined with other ones. It's still kind of unsure, but that's how it's looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree because I remember there was one chapter that was almost just 2 pages or 3 pages, while the rest it was like 10 to 13. Like there's such a big difference. So I agree that we probably will merge some chapters with either the previous one or the next one. It depends.
Then Sval, do you want to take over, or?
Yes, indeed. So this is another question from Turtle Mutt. Since the animators are volunteers that likely don't know each other outside of the project, do they work on the animation together, or each do their own clips?
Who wants to answer that one?
So
Either me and Tassie can answer that one, I guess.
I guess. For the moment, we're on the test phase. So which means each animator that comes in kind of do their own thing. So we can judge whether or not they're fit for assistant or main animators. And so we kind of judge based on the test they provide, and each step is very important for the team. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on right now. But I feel that maybe in the future we'll probably have our own steps where people will be able to like animate, tie down, and then color, and all the process of a real industry in animation.
Yeah, we're mostly planned to work in teams of 2, like a main animator paired with an assistant. Like main animators will mostly work on the main poses of the animation, like the extremes and the key poses, while the assistant is going to fill out like the other poses, like the in-betweens and the breakdowns, perhaps. So it's looking more like a team effort for now.
Yeah. But for now, everyone is kind of doing their own thing.
Yeah. In my case, I think I prefer to do most of the shots myself, because then when I put it in my show reel or a portfolio, I can say, oh, this is all me. But if it's like a very long scene, then it would be great to have someone to help with in-betweens or coloring and stuff like that. So I think there are the difference between each animation. We can take another question now.
Okay. Will the casting call for the next characters go before or after the prologue is released?
We're gonna have one after, right?
Yeah, I think
one
it's
before.
gonna be after, because
Next,
it is a lot to like keep track of, and if our hands are full, then we're probably gonna do it after.
I do think we're gonna have the casting call. The casting call for Morrissey soon.
Yeah.
Because we need his voice for the opening.
Yeah. We need some Morrissey voice for that. So I don't know if we are gonna do a casting call with that or just contact a few people, but I guess we'll let you guys know.
I forgot her horn on this. No, I didn't. Never mind.
Oh no.
I'm stupid.
No, you're not. It's okay.
I was like, I did not remember drawing that horn. At all.
You guys make me want to draw now.
Oh, same. And it's from Turtle. Lastly, what are some scenes that you're looking forward to animating or working on?
Some of those money shots of like landscapes, at least for me, for background design and stuff.
Yeah, I think that when we get started on shots, we're probably gonna do money shots to either make some teasers or a trailer or something to promote our project. So it's gonna be fancy scenes, scenes with a lot of like environments to just set the mood right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Maybe to tease you guys a little.
Yeah, tease. Exactly.
Personally, I'm looking forward to like some expressive close-ups.
I mean, there's probably gonna be those too.
There's a lot of them prologue
scenes.
I like scenes with a lot of actions.
Same.
I like
I
action
can't wait
scenes
to
as
see
lot.
what you
Yeah.
do with the action scenes. It's gonna be amazing.
Looking forward to animating those fight scenes.
Hell yeah.
I'm personally really looking forward to the scene in the first book where Clay is in, like, with all the glowworm stuff, all that.
Yes.
I think it's gonna be
that's gonna
really
be
fun to
God.
animate and like get him swimming.
I
Some
hope you
nice
guys like
effects
to
there.
animate water though.
I know.
Good luck.
I can't wait to see like what you do with the scene where like Clay like starts singing in
Yes.
the Coliseum,
Oh
and like
yeah.
he starts like using like the bit of wire as like an instrument.
Oh yeah, I know from a writing standpoint, I'm really excited to write that scene where the prisoners start singing, the dragonettes are coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
It's gonna remind me of, like Les Mis, like "Say more, it's gonna be beautiful."
God, I'm excited. I'm excited for like just some of those nice shots of with the queen kind of sitting on her little throne and just lording over the whole situation.
Oh, you know
Oh
what's
yeah,
gonna
it's
make me
gonna
happy?
be so cool. It's gonna be so cool animating scenes with Scarlet. I could just
Yes.
like imagine her saying thrilling.
Yeah, just like the liveliness.
I want to make her
Exactly.
super sassy.
I can't wait for the animated scene part happens when she gets burned or something. That's gonna be like, it's gonna
Oh,
be
it's gonna be
beautiful.
epic.
Oh, just to hear her scream in agony. Oh.
Also, oh God, what is his name? I'm gonna forget his name. Is it Gila? Not Gila. Excuse me. Gil.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh no.
Oh no, that's
I
gonna be
know.
hard.
Yeah, that's gonna be super sad.
But it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I think I'm excited for any flying animations.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
like the Dragon's first flight, Clay and Tsunami's first flight when they leave the tunnels. Oh, that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, like,
Gil's thinking about it.
yeah,
And like something like more somewhat like subtler that I'm like looking forward to see what you guys do with is like Glory's color changes.
Yes.
So I think
yeah.
to answer the. Oh sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, go on.
Oh, I was just saying to answer basically the question, we're kind of excited to animate everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm gonna say
we're animators. It's our job and our passion. Of course, we're
Yeah.
excited about that.
I'm gonna say the answer depends on each animators because like different animators prefer like certain types of scenes over some to animate. Like each animator sometimes have different specialties too. Like some are better for action shots while some are better for acting shots. It really depends.
Like the fluid stuff.
So the next question is from AxeJax, and it is, what has been the most difficult character to design thus far?
Thus far?
Gil. Yes, Gil. Sea-Wings. Sea-Wings in general were the most difficult because we had to make a lot of decisions specifically about all the markings because they are definitely not animation friendly.
Yeah, no. I mean, I can get behind that, but really, I think we spent more time on the armor, on the hair, the Sandwind armor.
Yeah.
But I do agree that the Sea Wings had been brutally simplified for the sake of our animators.
Yeah, kind of always like kind of came back to you guys about floating markings and stuff that it's just not a good idea and
I
Mm.
was gonna say,
simplify stuff a little.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, speaking of armors, we went through like I guess like 50 plus iterations per Burns armor that's
We
coming.
did,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I remember that.
She's going for a lot of different versions. Because we just want her to look cool, you know.
We want her to look badass.
But
Yeah,
animators
exactly. We
don't
were
care
like
like
thinking, oh, she needs the spikes, and she should have some skulls, some ice wing skulls or something, and yeah, I don't know.
crying animator.
Crying animator noises.
Speaking of Fern, she's also another character we had to simplify as well, right? Because like in the book, she's described as like being covered head to toe with scars, but we had to greatly minimize that as well.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen the official art of the dragons? Like, we need to simplify. We're not gonna animate every single scale.
Oh jeez, not every single scale.
Or we're not gonna animate that. It's gonna take us like forever to finish an animation. So yeah, they need to be simplified a lot. So yeah.
So the next question is again from Axjax, and it's: are you sticking very faithful to the books or tweaking things? And I can kind of answer this, and everyone else feel free to add on. But there are little things that are being tweaked, mostly little dialogue things. There are things that are being changed to kind of keep Clay thinking out loud, since there is a lot of exposition that kind of happens in his head. We are trying to find ways to translate that. There will be little things that are different, but we're not going and changing anything super drastic. Not yet.
It is tough to translate from like a voice in the head, like from the books, to like on the stream. But I do agree that we try to be as visual as possible.
I'm gonna say,
yes.
I guess the only thing we changed so much so far in the prologue is with Hiviter. We gave him a muzzle instead of a chain for again our animator's sake.
Yeah, we changed that part because chains can be very tough to animate, and also I don't know if we should mention the whole bonfire thing with the flaming coals and stuff, how it happens in the books, you know, with the chain.
Yeah, but there
we couldn't really make it work with, you know, in the books they had like a fire with some coal with a hot chain in it, and they used the chain to wrap around Vitor's snout. But we just couldn't make it work, because then how could they know that they would land there or something? I don't know. So it's like things like that seem kind of like inconsistent in some way.
Yeah, it's just it's mostly little things for the animator's sake, or for just a visual storytelling instead of a storybook.
Yeah. So yeah, don't worry, we're not gonna like change Scarlet into becoming one of the Dragonets or something like that. No. It's just very, very tiny like things you won't really like.
Because maybe Scarlet was the lost Skywing all along.
Oh man.
You guys talk
that'd
about
be so...
like there's a theory that the egg burn kills in the prologue is actually Scarlet hatchling. There's like a
heard of that.
theory about that.
So our next question is from I don't know if I'm saying this right. Elita Prime. And how long does it take to animate? I'm not sure exactly what they're referring to, but
Long.
It always takes long.
It always takes long, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, it depends on the style and how many frames and all those things. But generally, it does take a lot of time because you're essentially drawing like many drawings over and over again. So imagine how long you take to draw one drawing, and then imagine, draw that maybe 40 times more. And then you can figure out, it takes that much time.
That's
And
a
also,
good add-on.
you also have to take into account like the character you're animating as well. Like for instance, we're animating dragons, and there are a lot of markings and parts on a dragon's body and face and such, which doubles the work time. So
And
definitely a big part of it.
considering how we animate in a more like Disney-ish style, where everything it wants to look like super fluid and with a lot of in betweens and stuff. Yeah, it takes a long time.
The next question is, how do you get the voice dialogue for the characters? And the answer is we have voice actors.
Yeah.
Then tell us more about the composers who do the soundtrack. I don't think any of them are on right now.
No.
No.
Nah.
And they're
Yeah,
kind of
no
on
one.
standby. They're kind of on standby right now. I think we
Yeah.
have 4 of them. I think we have 4, and they're kind of on standby right now until we move further into production and we actually need them and they know what they're doing. So then, what was the inspiration of the art style for AnimatedWings?
I mean, I guess it would be Kass, who initially.
Yeah, Cass, are you here?
In
the chat?
I believe
not in the
Cass is in the chat. Yeah.
But they're in the YouTube chat.
I believe so.
Yeah, they're just hanging out in there.
Because it was initially their style that was just took the majority of the look of AnimatedWings, and then I remember we also had Anime Lioness Mika in, and we had all the good veterans of Team Wings, Casey Sketches and Dawn. We all just chipped in on designs, and we were all sort of like inspired by each other. Like we tried to replicate each other's style, so we just merged everything we knew into one style. But it's mainly Cass's style that we
like a megazord of styles.
Yeah, like that we based it all off.
Ocean. I'd say one other inspiration we have, it's mostly for the line work though, it's the old Disney Xerox style.
Yeah. With the sketchy lines.
It's I mean, it's I've always been like fascinated by that style because that's like 90% of the rough animators animations that you see on those screens. When you look at the modern animation and 2D animated movies, the what you see on the screen is not completely the original, like the rough animators. The animations, what you see is the cleanup version, which is a different person who did those. But with Xerox, with Xerox, it's the original rough animator. And I think for animated, I think it could just be good for AnimatedWings because we also can save a lot of time by not doing like very polished line art. So that's why I thought that that would be a good choice for us.
I was gonna say, do you guys want me to explain like the history of the Xerox line and why it happened?
I mean, we have that in the style guide, just briefly at least.
Thought it'd be interesting for our viewers.
Yeah. What does the chat say?
A lot going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the next question is, how many episodes will there be after the prologue? And we don't know that for sure since we have not finished screenplays, but if I had to guess, probably around 25, if we're going with chapter per episode, a few of them ending up combined, but cannot be sure right now.
Kind of like a season to a TV show in a way, right?
A little bit, yeah. But I know like there are chapters. I know there's one pretty early on, and I know that in chapter 15 is like the screenplay right now, even with like my ridiculously lengthy action lines, because there's like no dialogue, is only 3 pages long. So, you know, that could be combined with the next chapter, which is about 7 pages, and that's, you know, a cohesive, about 15-minute episode. But that's to be determined. Now we have a question from Cake. How is the team going to handle the really gory scenes?
Yeah, we're probably gonna try and do some neat tricks where we have it either off screen, and then because we do want to avoid like very on-screen graphical gore. We will. I think we do allow like blood and maybe some scars and wounds, but we're not gonna have like guts spilling out or anything like that. So we're gonna try and either rely on sounds maybe, and just like off-screen gory kills and stuff like that.
I was gonna say leaving it off screen often leaves more to the imagination too.
Yeah.
So it's probably more
It's more
effective.
dramatic.
Yeah.
And less trouble to animate, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, no, we're not gonna turn into Fairy Day or like Watership Down. No, we're gonna try something more. I don't know, tasteful in some way.
Yeah, and it was rated G for all kids.
I'd say like maybe 13s. Just
say
because
first-
violence, I guess.
Yeah, I mean there is gonna be violence, not happy fun times, so it's not. Yeah, but we try to avoid gore, like heavy gore.
Next question.
Will headcanons work their way into the series, or is AnimatedWings sticking to the books?
I guess we're mostly sticking to the books.
Yeah.
I think headcanons in some way kind of have to come, especially with like design.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of headcanon work there, and just environment design especially. But I don't think, from a writing standpoint, I don't think there's going to be a ton of that.
There's not a lot of description of the environments, but it's kind of a best guess or what you think works kind of thing.
Yes.
And I think we've said a few, like in our boards where we have all our environmental inspo and stuff, it's kind of like, well, you know, this looks cool and I like this, and it's kind of more of a I guess for like when we have the mud wings and stuff, where we're just like, well, you know, they describe it, but it's not clear how that's a whole kingdom. We just kind of see a little village as a snapshot. We never really get more than that. And it's just like, well, how do you take inspiration for that? It's like, well, let's look at some swamps. Let's look at some, you know, different bogs and different mangroves and all that good stuff. And how do we, you know, make that into a coherent, you know, world.
Don't forget looking at Adobe houses.
Yes.
I love what we're doing so far. Like, I love the concept art we've made for the Mudwing Kingdom, especially is from like Sammy and stuff. Because like the Adobes, I don't know why, but they just look so aesthetically pleasing.
I think they're so cute and like comfortable looking as well.
I absolutely.
Yeah, it's not like just
They
crawl up
probably
into
won't
one
be
to take
that-
a little nap.
Yeah, they probably won't be that neat, like that the surface of the Adobes I did for the concept, they probably won't be as smooth. I do want to allow to have some cracks or some lumps, or like to make it look like, oh, they just took this with their hand and just plap plap plap, you know, to make it look more
Weathered.
made by dragons, you know.
Okay, guys, imagine mud wings with beaver tails.
Aww.
Oh my god!
That would be so cute,
I would
though.
cry.
Oh, I just got an idea, guys. What if? Oh, guys, got an idea. What if we do like a live stream in the future? We do like we do like sketches of the dragons for the Wings of Fire. We do like some crossbreeding with some animals. Like we do like the Mudwings have with the beaver and crocodile. Maybe like the Skywings we can have a bit with the feathers, just for like creativity and fun.
Please, yes.
Yeah.
Fun,
Oh.
yeah.
That sounds like fun, actually.
Like,
We are already kind of like mixing a bunch of animals together to get some of the designs down, like with the cow noses and bat ears
And the horse face for sea
and
wings.
horse.
Yes.
Yeah.
And sound effects too.
Really embraced it.
But it could be fun to just have a stream where we.
But yeah, I guess to go back to the question, what's the best answer is like we're sticking to the books for the storytelling, but visual wise, we're mostly like giving up our own headcanons along with the descriptions.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
What was the question?
It was will headcanons work their way into the series, or is AnimatedWings sticking to the books? And it's a little bit of both is the answer.
Yeah.
I think that could be described as like taking some creative liberties to make it something more interesting or something like that.
Creative freedom.
Yeah.
Because there are like parts in the books where I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that most in the fandom are kind of iffy about Glorybringer. Because it just felt very rushed about their like relationship. So I mean, if there's like a majority request for something to be improved, then I guess we could listen to that.
I mean, I guess we could add some extra dialogues and scene between them, like
we could, to make their chemistry work a bit better and
make it feel more natural.
like
more
some
natural
more
and
context
whatnot.
to that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, kind of like what we did with adding Gilla and Hare as soldiers that have interactions, not just random soldiers that are blank characters in the background.
This is the last question from this person, from Kate, and it is, how far are we into the prologue? Is there an ETA? We're in storyboarding right now.
Yeah. There's not really an
there's
ETA for anything in the project.
Yeah, we can't afford ATA since this is
no.
But we can't afford production schedules.
Yeah, we're all like volunteers, so it's hard to get like a rough idea.
Like a Hunger Game or something.
Together. Yeah, storyboards are beautiful so far.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. I love them so much.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the animatic.
But yeah, a lot of members on AnimatedWings are also adults with day jobs, so we can't really like work on it 24/7.
Yay!
Yeah.
Working in a studio.
Speaking of storyboards, we have had updates before asking about getting more storyboards in. So when you do apply, please just add some comics or actual storyboards, and don't just post drawings, because we need to see you being able to translate an event or like a happening in like a comic format, So we could really use some more storyboarders to be honest. But we're gonna try and pick up the pace with storyboards so we can have like an animatic or part of an animatic very soon.
Okay, this next question is from Battier Fuego, and it's, why doesn't Byrne have an official ref sheet yet? When will she get one? I think the answer to that is Kass is working on it.
Yeah, she's still working on it. Like we said
Soon.
before, she has Byrne is getting a lot of like thinking about like how the armor is going to look. And I think we are close to like having all design for that. But we're still working on her.
Yeah, Bird so far we're only missing one sketch to be like ready to have her line art, so it should be fine. Should be soon. Like she's of course like the next character we're getting her ref out.
Yeah.
Okay, this next one is from Flair. Does the team plan on making official refs for all of the queens?
Probably. I mean, I think it depends on the presence in the the show or something.
I guess.
If it's like if they just show up like from shoulder to head for 2 seconds, then I don't think we need a full reference for that person, for that character, because it's just too much time to be spending on such a tiny little cameo or whatever. But eventually, I think pretty much most characters will get their own reference sheet. I just don't think it's going to be that much detail depending on their appearance in the show.
Okay, so the next question is from Brenlot, and is the prologue going to be one episode, or will it be the beginning of the first one? And I can answer that. Yes, right now, the prologue is one episode. It's probably going to be around 15 minutes long. And that will be followed by episodes later, but it will not be they will not be completed at the same time. They are separate episodes. Sval, you want to take over?
Yeah, sure. This is from Tree Dragon. How would you go about production stages? Like, will you go from storyboards to keyframes to in-betweens, etc.? Or storyboards to rough animation to cleanup?
The production so far is we do storyboards and then animatic.
Yeah.
And then we just check that out with the voice actors and with some sound, and we tweak some stuff. And then when we think everything is good in the animatic, we lock it, and then we can
hand out
all the shots, and then we start rough animating on those shots.
Yeah, pretty much. We haven't done like the animatic yet, though.
So, but we're going to maybe make half of, or just the beginning of the animatic when we've finished a big chunk in the storyboards for the project.
Yeah.
Just to get some progress going.
Started, yeah.
Next question is, what type of work ethics do you try to look for in potential team members or try promote among the team?
Oh dear.
I mean, I'd just say kindness. Just nice people.
I guess since I opened my mouth first, we actually looked for some professionalism as well. Like, we don't want people who take critique very negatively too. And we also want people who don't lie to us, like are straightforward. And I know, like, sometimes we have some applications where people have lied about their credentials. Yeah. But what we're looking so far is like kindness and professionalism.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, you don't have to be an exact professional in the industry to like act professional in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like people start like learning stuff as they stay here as well. I definitely have learned a lot when I got in Team Wings about the production and design and just teamwork in general. So yeah, but pretty much if you're like tracing or cheating a lot on your application and just straight up lying, then I mean we will find out.
Pretty easy.
Yeah, pretty easy. So just be honest and just show us your best stuff, and then best of luck.
Another question
Animation is
from
definitely a
Tree.
team
Oh,
sport.
Oh, and
It is, yeah.
if I can add to that a little bit, I also know, and I know that a lot of people are really multi-talented, but we get the question a lot of like, which team member do you need the most? And then people try and like shape themselves to fit that because they just want to be on the team in any way, and I understand that, but I just know like for me, it would be best like choose a department you're passionate about, not one you're just like this is the only way, like this is what they need. Like put your best
Yeah.
work forward, choose something you are passionate about, and that'll show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, next question is, how do the designers go about designing characters? Like, what do they reference other than the original Joy Ange art? Like animals, mood boards for colors, and or other natural things.
I
And do they
personally
all
don't.
decide on a few? Oh, sorry, just a very long question.
Sorry, yeah. I personally don't look at the Joyanne art. Try not to.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes when like we want to get the bare bones of what this specific character could look like I guess because like Joyanne, she likes to draw a lot of her characters roaring and such, and that kind of gives us a little mindset of what their personality could look like is, and therefore what it could look like in their design. But for me, at least, I don't look at a lot of Joyanne's art all that much. Can't really say about the rest of everyone, but
I feel like you can't let that influence you too much because then it's just going off of something already done. And why do you want to see the same thing over and over again?
Exactly. Yeah.
I do personally look at Joy Ing's art for reference whenever I'm designing characters. I'm not right now because my other screen's occupied, but I kind of have an idea of what I want Glory to look like anyway, so I'm just rolling with that. But I also take into like thought what the character's named after, if they're named after anything. So Dune's named after like a sand dune. Sand dunes naturally go light up top, darker at the bottom. So that's what I was trying to push with my concepts for him is he has like a darker underbelly because a lot of our designs also have like that follow of dark to light going from top to bottom. Or it'd be nice to see it like flipped, stuff like that. So, Tsunami, for example, when I think of her design, I think that her sail is very like flowing, almost like a wave, because tsunami waves. Clay, for example, he would be the color of clay majorly. Glory, I don't know, man. I just like Glory. She's a vibe.
I do have to say, everyone who knows Glory is one of my absolute favorites. This concept is looking amazing, Kate. I
She's
really
so
love
pretty.
it.
Thank you. I've
I
been
also
eating
I know
chicken
it sounds
tenders
just
while
like
I'm
red is
drawing it.
anger. I know the concept is like, oh, red is anger, but I also kind of love that she almost looks like a Skywing because I think the angriest person in Glory's life is Kestrel, who is the Skywing. Like, it's just a little thing. I love it.
I've been eating chicken tenders the whole time I've been drawing this.
Yeah, and it makes
So,
sense.
like-
Again, when we first time started this, people thought, oh, it's Kestrel, because she kind of looks like a Skywing a little.
I mean, yeah, Rainwings and Skywings have like similar features. Like they have almost the same horns and
Yeah,
the jaw spikes and like the nose
With
horns.
long necks and
Yeah, like-
yeah.
Oh yeah, the long neck. It's kind of like the snake. It's kind
And
of
even like
snake-like.
Mm-hmm.
and even like the scales are like somewhat similar, like if you look at like the body scales and whatnot.
Yeah, they're really similar, except like Rainwings are OP and
Yeah.
Skywings are not.
They are kind of OP, yeah.
Uh-huh. Definitely.
I love them for it.
What if it was an
Same.
evolution? What if it was like an evolution, like some Skywings left to go to live in the jungles, and then over time evolution, they changed it to the Rainwings.
Oh, now
That
you're
could
getting
be a theory.
Oh,
That
Queen
could
Scarlet
be-
would be angry.
I mean, I think it works like for the third arc that like some tribes on Pentala were evolved from other tribes on Pyria.
Because like some are quite similar. Like they have a couple of like coincidences between them and whatnot.
Yeah, like if you look at the tribes, like some have similar horns or similar scale patterns and all that stuff. I think it's fun to like connect them.
The next question is, oh, Sval.
Oh.
Huh?
What?
How long do you think production of the prologue would take? Maybe as an estimate, if the question doesn't sound annoying, it's not annoying. Don't do that. It's not
Very
annoying.
long.
No
Or maybe
questions are
any
annoying.
basic date.
I'm
No
beginning
questions
to
are
think
annoying.
that,
I love all these questions. I love all of you. All of you are amazing.
yeah, but the asking about like the estimated finish time for the prologue, I think we should just stop. Like give like a date or like an
Yeah,
approximate
we
time.
we need to be in a better position to gauge that if we want to
Yeah,
answer that question.
exactly.
Yeah, we're still really
Like we might be able to answer that question 2 months from now, but I don't think right now we're not in an appropriate position to be gauging that
Yeah.
accurately.
we're still super early in production, and as I said before, like since we're all like volunteers on this project, like we can't really afford ETAs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
we're still on the pre-production phase, like writing storyboards, or we don't really have like an animatic right now. We don't have nothing to very like look at with sound and everything. So yeah, it's gonna take a bit of time, and my animator senses are tingling every time because I just want to get into the meat of it. But you know, we gotta wait, and that's pretty much it.
We have kind of a similar question to like what kind of work ethic we look for in team, but this is what do you look for in general for team members? Does personality factor in, or is it based on pure skill alone? I'll start that by saying I don't be someone no one wants to work with. Like
Yeah.
at least a great personality, being fun to work with, being kind and being courteous cannot hurt you. It could never hurt you, but if you have a bad personality or you're not fun to work with, that could. So just be kind.
Like even in a
Just be
studio,
nice.
Be respectful to other people.
Just be nice.
Just general rule of thought. Always be nice.
Yeah.
As they say, kindness goes a long way.
Yeah, and it's really fun to be nice.
I was
I
gonna
mean,
It's hilarious
Great.
to be fun.
Sval
Yeah.
is CEO of being nice. Sval is CEO,
Oh.
so
but I
they
was
say there's
and
a
I would
lot.
say
My heart.
and I would say especially for like moderators, I know that the fact that Sval I don't think Sval, I can't speak for you. I don't think you have a mean bone in your body. The fact that Sval is such a kind and welcoming presence in the server was a huge factor in bringing her on as a moderator.
Thank you.
Aww.
Oh, y'all are so nice. I love you all.
Bert, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say like in terms of personality going a long way, like even as a professional animator in a studio, like you can have all the skills in the world, but if you act like a shitty person, no one will want to work with you and you're gonna lose your job.
Can confirm that.
Yeah.
I can also confirm that.
Agreed.
Then actually I don't know exactly who on here is specifically in backgrounds. I know Nate, you are, so this might be a
Yes.
question for you. Is
Sure.
there a set style for backgrounds yet, so people can
No.
practice?
No.
Then if I can elaborate on that question a little bit so I can get this person towards the answer I think they're desiring, what kind of stuff background wise would you like to see from someone who's practicing and wanting to apply?
Okay, so the biggest thing is backgrounds and environment stuff is not just about making pretty landscapes. We want to see interaction with characters with those landscapes because really what you're doing when you're a background artist is you're designing stages for the characters to walk on. It's more stage design than it is pretty, landscapes or pretty ocean views or pretty whatever kind of thing. You need to be able to show how they interact with the layers. Can the character move behind those layers? Does it make sense perspective wise? Does it make sense in scale? Does it make sense in terms of can we actually composite those layers and make them work? And can you color them in a cohesive way that all the lighting is correct and from the same direction and all that good stuff? It's a lot of things to think about. That's why I say it's more like set design than it is just drawing pretty pictures. So if you're going to do an app for backgrounds, do something with the character interacting with that background, even if it's just flying and they're in the air. there's still clouds. You have to think about it. How are they going to move around them? Are there mountains in the way? Are there trees in the way? How are they weaving in and out of them? If it's just like in a cave, you gotta show them kind of moving. Don't just put them in the cave and be like, I'm done. Show some layers in front of them, like some rocks or stalactites or something like that, that we can see that you understand how to make a stage for the characters.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, play around with foreground, background, and midground and all that jazz.
Yes.
Yeah.
Adding some depth and perspective is really important too for background artists.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember when I came in, like, there was like this Kestrel animation with like in the cave where Kestrel is kind of screaming at webs.
Yes.
The Lion King too. I know it's like
with Hero's voice.
You were supposed to be watching
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, I remember like
Beautiful.
the artist
It's so-
that did the animation. I think it was Anim Linus Mika.
Yes. It was her. Yeah.
They just like kind of asked like if someone can do like a background, and I kind of like did the whole cave background behind it, like after like what the animation was done. So I had to really think of a way to like bring all the characters, like bring the characters to light, but not like interfering with the animation. Just like kind of bring everything together.
Yeah.
It's a long process, and it's you really have to think about what you're doing when you're drawing a background.
I love that.
Interesting fact about that, actually. That was how I discovered AnimatedWings and how I wanted to help in this project. Like, that is how I discovered y'all's project, was because of that animation. I'm like, oh my gosh, they finally are going to do something like this. Yes, queen.
It's also how I discovered it.
Twitch or like Instagram.
Our next question is from Jasmine Y, and this is pretty much solely. These are two questions, and they are pretty much solely for Bert, Sammy, Kate. You're up.
Oh.
And it's, do you ever plan on reworking how applications are submitted, reviewed, and responded to?
So we do have a new idea that we're thinking about putting in place, because we know like a lot of people, they want to hear that feedback of, no, you aren't accepted, sorry, or whatever, what have you. We currently do get behind on applications really easily, so we're trying to get things set up a little bit better where pretty much as soon as an application is like put in a channel that we can go through, like have designated days set aside for certain applications so we can cycle through quickly. And we're possibly thinking about having some sort of, when we do updates, some kind of announcement of, hey, applications from this date back have been reviewed. If you haven't been contacted, your application was rejected. Please try again at a later date, kind of thing. Because the rejection isn't like a permanent no, never come back, don't look at us. It's not right now kind of thing.
Yeah.
I was
It's either we're needing some more art, or just we don't need those people, like kind of. But I agree that we do get behind schedule with reviewing applications, because it is a fan project, and this is like our free time that we are spending on. But I agree with Bert that we could try out this different approach.
It wasn't me who was talking.
What?
It was Anik who was talking.
Oh, okay, Anik, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at the chat very often, so I have voices. Sorry.
No, you're good.
My own grain of salt on it. I think we do need to like be more. I think we could say yes or no on the applications, but like personally, I don't want to say like why immediately, because we're gonna have to like spend a lot of time to explain ourselves, and I don't want to cause drama because of that.
No, and so all that to say, there is potentially a system in development, and if and when that comes to be, we will explain how that works. And that next question is kind of in the same plane of existence. If applications close because an episode is nearing the end of production, would they reopen when production starts on a new episode? I don't know how closing application works. So, Bert, Sammy, Kate.
I think
we're not
we're not planning on closing applications. So I'm not sure what to say.
Yeah, we're not exactly closing them anytime soon.
I think the only reason an application will be closed is if we have like an overabundance of people on that team to the point where there's nothing else to be done. So like screenwriting, we're only really looking at the first book right now. If we had enough screenwriters and all of it was like the whole entire book's done, it's like, well, we don't have anything for you to do, so you're just gonna kind of sit here. Yeah. That's the only way we would potentially close any like applications entirely, but it wouldn't be a permanent thing, I don't think. So
yeah, it's not like we're gonna delete a channel in applications or something. We're gonna like announce, oh, we have enough screenwriters, so your chances of getting in is very low, but you can still apply if you want to.
Yeah, and most likely the animator part is just like since the animations take a lot of time and effort and stuff, this is one application that kind of most likely will be always open, I think.
Yeah, animation is really like the one where I'm like, the more the merrier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This next question is from Honey Bliss, and it's, what part or parts of the book, or just one of the books, are you most excited to bring to life?
All of them.
Yeah, we kind of had this question earlier.
The Lost Air.
Yeah, I can't. The Sea Wing Palace, I'm so excited for.
Oh, the Summer Palace is going to look at.
I want to get to the sound effects. Oh, it's going to be so fun doing that.
Yeah.
I think Tsunami's book would be cool because you have a lot of swimming sea wings, and that animation would be a lot of fun to do because it's like very fluid movements.
Oh yeah,
yeah, definitely.
If and when we get to at least writing that one, Tsunami's book, there's going to be a lot of fun subtitle work because of the aquatic. And right now, I was just conceptualizing. When Tsunami does not understand aquatic, the subtitles will increase gradually as we will only understand what Tsunami understands, so that we feel as foreign in the Sea Wing Kingdom as she does when she first gets there.
That'd be nice.
But I'm really excited for that. I'm really excited to see, from a visual development standpoint, how aquatic that language kind of develops.
I'm gonna say, like, personally, my two favorite scenes in the book from Arc 1 are like in the third book where Glory is named Queen, and in the fifth book where Sunny reunites with her mother.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Queen!
Oh, yeah.
I'm really, really excited. I mean, I really hope we get to the third book, to Glory's book, because I love that one.
The rainforest is going to be so pretty.
Yeah.
This is also from Honey Bliss. What characters are you guys really excited to make?
Oh jeez.
Peril.
Yes, Peril.
I love Peril. She's so cool. She's not cool, but she's so cool. She's so hip. She's with the times. She would use cowabunga cannonly. Like, she's the whole package.
I'll make sure I write that in.
Is she a TikTok user?
Peril uses TikTok, and her only TikToks are POVs of songs. But it's those, like, really good songs, you know?
The characters were on TikTok.
I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun design Ghibli.
Ghibli.
Yeah,
Ghibli.
because,
baby boy.
Because he, what I've seen of him, like art, that he has this scar of over his snout.
Yes.
He has freckles or like spots or something.
Mm-hmm.
He's a contra boy.
And then he's got the sandwing black eyes as well. So I think he's gonna be a bit of a challenge to do, because he has all of these elements in his face, and I'm just gonna try and figure that out how to
Not to
translate
mention
that.
the earring on his ear as well.
And the earring as well, yeah. And also
Yeah.
because he's such a charismatic, funny character, he's gonna be making a lot of facial expressions. And I guess also the same with Kinkajou. You know, just happy, outgoing characters are gonna be the most fun to work with because they just express so much of themselves, you know. So
I'm gonna say,
any character like that, I think I'm very excited to work with.
I was going to say, like, I'm personally excited to design the Animus characters because I have a lot of visual headcanons for them.
Animus, Animus.
Like one character that I'm really excited, like two characters actually that I'm really excited to see to have kind of like visual gimmicks to them are Queen Battle Winner and Stone Mover.
Yes.
Stone Mover.
Because
Oh my
they're gonna be
god.
so fun.
But
Okay,
also
then our
fun
next.
in general.
Gonna need
Our
some
next-
FX artists, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that definitely needs something we need.
don't worry, I'm a Toon Boom wizard.
I mean, I
Okay,
can do
Jason, yeah.
I can do a lot of FX as well. Just like there's gonna be a lot, so
Yeah.
We love effects. It'll be fun.
This next question is from WT, and it's: do y'all spend more time than necessary getting even minor side characters to look perfect? I think this is in reference to the two very specific Sandwing soldiers.
I don't think so. I think it's in specific reference to probably Kestrel because she's so unimportant to the story.
I don't think she's unimportant.
I don't like Kestrel.
Kestrel is very significant. She's the whole peril thing. No, but
Yeah.
We remove Kestrel.
and I
She's dead.
No
oh
more.
no.
I feel like for a world to be alive, even the background characters have to be perfect in a way.
Yeah.
Like they're not just there to exist and be blank. Like they have to feel
Yeah.
alive as well. So we
And, like-
give as much attention to them.
And imperfections like in the character design will probably translate over into the animation as well.
They have to feel
Kate?
like they also belong in the story. Like they have their own story as well.
Kate, if it's all good with you, would we be able to switch over to Sammy?
Yes, absolutely. Give me one
Let's
moment.
do it.
And let me get things set up.
Okay, I'm just trying
Okay.
to. I'm
Well,
doing
actually,
some,
I can't technically do that until it's gonna have that standby screen for a second while I move stuff
Yeah,
over.
hold on 1 second, guys.
Can we still talk?
Yes, we are still
answer
heard.
questions.
And we can continue with the Q&A while we
Yeah.
wait for Sammy to get settled. So this
Yeah.
next one is
Yeah.
from Towboy, and it is: where do you find inspiration for designs and characters, props, environment, etc.? Are there any sources you frequently reference for ideas?
Everywhere.
Real life.
Real
Yeah,
life. Yeah.
everywhere.
Oh yeah, I love all the cultural aspects you guys have implemented so far. It's really,
Yeah.
really exciting to
Yeah.
see come to life.
I think, like we said before, like a lot of the dragons' designs come from different animal parts being mashed together.
Yeah.
The next question is from Cass. How did the idea to start an animated series based on a book series come to be? Well, people have been making adaptations as long as film has been around, but do we have any OGs here? Like people who are here pretty much when the project started? I know Cass is not on.
Sammy was.
Yes,
I
Sammy
was,
would be the best to answer this question.
but also Casey was there and Dawn.
Yeah.
Who
God,
else
I
in
can't
the
believe I'm a
chat?
veteran.
But yeah, I mean, I found AnimatedWings. I guess I just searched. I got into Wings of Fire and I searched for like animated TV series of it, and I just found Kass's like post, and I joined the Discord, and we just got into talking, and I applied for it. You know, so I guess because I'm an animator myself, and I always like enjoy working with dragons as well. So I've thought that, oh boy, this would be so much fun because this is also like a big thing as well. So yeah.
And I guess to expand on this question a bit, so that like kind of our project leader. So Bert, if you want to take this kind of to expand on that, what about this project really drew you in? What keeps you inspired to stay on?
Personally, I found out about this project from an animation Sammy posted on DeviantArt, and I really like Wings on Fire from the start. I've always been drawing dragons all my life, and being an animator and seeing that quality of animation from a fan project is what drew me in personally.
Quality drew people in,
Yeah,
I guess.
Same.
And like being able to see something that looks good from a fan project is what drove me in.
Yeah.
From
Well, for
some.
me,
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, well, for me, how I heard about the project was Reborn made a post on her journal on DeviantArt saying, "Hey, this project is just started and we're receiving applications and such, and like this is the first ever like animated project I have ever been a part of." And like I wasn't I didn't think I would actually get in. I just tried it out just to see what would happen, and here and behold, here I am for this long. And it's been, and I guess what well, I started when everything was in the bare bones. Like we didn't really have a style. We didn't have the kind of work ethic we have now. So but yeah, I've always loved dragons. I've followed tons of dragon artists before, and I love collaborating with everyone here. It's been amazing, and I definitely have learned a lot with you guys, with working along with you guys, and it's just, yeah, who wouldn't want to work in a project where you're making dragons? It's just awesome.
I'm already like trying to branch out as like just a dragon artist. I already have my webcomic which is just about dragons. So I'm sad that I didn't keep up with Wings of Fire. I guess it's just not possible to get a Danish translated version of it. But yeah, I read it and I was just so hooked on it because it was just all of my favorite things in the book. So yeah, of course I'm gonna animate it. Yeah, it was just a natural thing. Yeah.
This next question is from Furkali. And is there going to be an Animated Wings intro of some sort? If so, what do you plan to do with it? And I don't know about like if they mean like a like a little like theme song opening or something, but I do know we have this amazing boards right now for a prologue, like a prophecy opening. Sam has been working
absolutely gorgeous.
Sam has been working on these absolutely stunning boards. So well done, Sam. We love your storyboards.
They're amazing.
Thank you so much. I worked on storyboarding the Draconet prophecy yesterday, and I finished it all up. I'm still like, if you guys want to give me some feedback, I'm gonna like just take a look at them again. But pretty much, yeah, it's the storyboard for the opening is it's pretty much close to being done. So we are going to make an opening of some sort. You probably have seen the gorgeous shadow puppets from our puppet master Casey sketches.
Oh yes, Casey.
So
Casey is out here doing the most stunning shadow puppets. Like you guys are not ready. If you have not seen them yet, go look now.
Yeah. So it's gonna be that design, those puppets. We're gonna try maybe. I mean, we're probably gonna animate that in Toon Boom or some other like friendly programs for that.
Yeah, mostly Toon Boom.
Yeah, because they are very complex, but it's gonna be great.
I can't wait to see like the animatic and just start animating. I want to animate.
I can't wait.
You know, when I saw those puppet animations, I kind of like instantly thought, I don't know why, but I instantly thought of the Dark Crystal. I'm like, why am I thinking of this? But at the same time, it sounds cool.
Oh,
It's so good.
This next question is from Critical Hit, and it is: are you guys looking forward to seeing what the official animated series is going to look like? I'll start by saying I am very excited.
Always.
I am a big fan of Ava DuVernay's work. And I do have faith that she's not going to shy away from any of the social or political allegories or anything like that. She's a wonderful director, so I'm excited to see what she's doing. Plus, she is heavily involved with pre-production and development, which makes me feel better.
Nice.
But yeah, how is everyone feeling about Warner Brothers' Wings of Fire?
I can't wait for it.
Ooh, competition.
Very excited.
No, it's gonna be super cool to see something that's actually like adapted by a professional studio. I mean, we already have animators that are pretty but that are very much professional. But that's a full-fledged show, and that's gonna be super cool too.
I was gonna say I'm really excited for it because like recently in the last years, Warner Brother Animations have made like some really high grade stuff. If you look at Green
Cuff Animaniacs.
Yeah, the reboot of Animaniacs that Tazzy has worked on actually.
Yeah, I've worked on Animaniacs.
And I know, like, on one hand, it's like, oh, competition, but on the other, like, I think the way we see it, like, the more Wings of Fire content, the better.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I mean, people are gonna search for Wings of animated series, and then I'm pretty sure that we're the first ones to pop up.
as it should be.
Taking the lights out of Warner Bros. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the fans are getting fed. They're getting 2 shows, man. That's
that's a lot of cake.
So excited.
Well, technically 3, correct?
Yeah.
Technically 3.
It's like Paper Drake.
Yeah, Paper Drake is a sister group that's doing a Wings of Fire adaptation. It's slightly different from Animated Wings in terms of like the aimed audience, but if you guys haven't checked it out, you gotta. I'm telling you to.
We're just like, hands you a Wings of
absolutely.
Fire adaptation, hands you a Wings of Fire adaptation, hands you a Wings of Fire adaptation.
What's more?
We waited this long. It's like we waited this long, and now they're all coming in at once. Like,
Yeah.
Guys, you know what I want to see? Wait,
what?
you guys know what I want to see? I want to see
what?
Wings of Fire, but with sock puppets.
Oh, yeah. So, actually, you know what? Sorry, Sammy. Scrap the storyboards. We're doing sock puppets.
Yeah, we gotta just start over.
Hang on, I have some googly eyes somewhere.
Yeah. It's gonna look like the ones from Gravity Falls that Mabel does, you know, with the whole opera thing that she makes. Anyway, yeah.
With hot glue.
This next question is a fun one because I know we've kind of hypothetically discussed this. This is from El Dragonus, and it is: if, let's say, a company or studio noticed the project and decided to buy, sponsor, technically produce it, are you guys going to accept it or stick to the original plan? I know I can say from a professional standpoint that there would be that would all depend on what kind of contract we were offered. There are a lot of there are minors on the team who could not, of course, sign such a contract. So I think that would all depend, and that's a big if, you know. That would depend on what kind of contract we were offered, and just what a deal like that would look like. But it is a fun hypothetical to entertain for sure.
It's fun to entertain, but I was gonna say from a professional standpoint and legal standpoint, like it's less likely to happen since the rights have already been sold to Warner to like make it an actual like adaptation and get money out
Exactly.
of it.
Yeah.
That, and if we also have to take in mind that a lot of us are making this in our free times. Well, we pretty much all are making this in our free time, and most of us, like, some people have school and some people have work, and you know, we can't, like, it's a side gig for all of us pretty much. But a project, like a paid project from a production company, would be like something to discuss, I think. Less likely, I think.
I mean, I wouldn't mind having this as my day job, but then again, it's like not very likely.
Yeah. since we kind of want to keep that fun as well, you know, because
Oh yeah, like this.
there's
this
no
is definitely a
pressure
hobby.
and it's fun.
Also, we are our own censors.
Yeah, definitely.
Our next question is from Peach. It is, are there any team positions you're especially looking for applications for? Storyboarders.
Storyboard artists.
Yes.
Storyboarder.
Editors.
Animators.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And composers.
No,
Yeah, and
I
composers.
calculated like on average how many of each type of application we get per week, and we've had like 6 editor applications ever. So that's kind of a problem.
We get a lot of designers, which is great, but it's not something we desperately need at the moment.
I think that's, and I could be wrong, but it's like there are certain positions on the team that are, from an outside perspective, of course, everyone on the team is super appreciated, and I feel like everyone feels primarily that their work is valued, and all the steps are important. But there are jobs that people don't think to apply for because it's kind of thankless work. It's not like art that you can show off all the time, like character design is. There are positions like editor that are a little bit of a thankless job.
I mean, I also imagine like how what about the screenwriters?
Yeah. Help me.
Yeah,
and that's another one. Like I think it's like editors, and in a sense, storyboarders, because people see the final product and like, wow, the animation is so good, but they're not thinking about, to be a storyboarder, you have to have knowledge of animation, of cinematography, of visual storytelling. I took a storyboarding class, and I have the utmost respect for anyone who can do it because it requires all the knowledge. And it's one of those things that just ends up kind of a thankless job.
Yeah.
Man, the storyboards are amazing.
We have like 0. Here's some statistics for you. We have a shocking 0.1 per week applications for editor. While we have 5.
You guys are leaving me nothing to eat. Apply for editing, especially if you know After Effects.
We get about 5 designer applications per week.
Yeah.
So that we definitely get the most of those, and we get the least of editor applications.
And also, like, as a mod, like, having another person in, like, a European time zone would be fun, because in the mornings, it's just me.
I know.
Like, I'm the only team member online, and I'm just here, and I'm like, okay.
But
I get on in the morning, and I see all the nonsense you had to deal with overnight, and I'm like, whew. I'm so sorry, Sval. Like, I feel bad going to sleep.
I think
I know you
I just need a bit of a hand sometime.
I think it would help for the mods to explain, like, what would benefit if anyone wants to become a mod, help out in the server. I know it has a lot to do with trust and just, in general, knowing how to handle tough situations and discussions.
And like I said, like, just because I think I am the second most recent mod pulled onto the team. It was me, and then it was Sval. So I only really got to witness Sval coming on, and I will say, like, from that perspective, a lot of that I think was about the fact that Sval was a little bit of a established presence in the server. Like, even without being a mod, you knew you could go to Sval and you could trust her, and she was always kind and nice, and she was recognizable, she was active, and I think that had a lot to do with it.
One thing I look at whenever I am reviewing for mod applications is definitely how, like, I recognize most of the people who are active in the server because I am very active. Like, I check it daily. And so I see a name, I'm like, oh yeah, I know who that person is. And I can instantly kind of get an association of what that person's done in the server in the past, how they behaved in situations, what have you. And I use that, and also, like, looking up previous messages that have been sent. And generally engaging and talking with other moderators and seeing how we all feel in general. And going from there with that for, like, an application review.
Our next question is from Apple Tater, and is, what animals are you most inspired by when drawing dragons? And I think that depends on the tribe for y'all. You mentioned that, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we can say horses and dogs and cats, big cats.
There's a
Cats.
surprising lot of cow inspiration in these designs.
Yeah, but I'm thinking full body.
Like
Full
seeing like
body
little
stuff.
cow ears and cow noses makes me so happy.
Yeah, but that's like more
Cute.
for traits, like facial traits and stuff like. I'm thinking like the full body anatomy of some dragons. I think for Vitur, I think I spent mostly like horse and greyhound anatomy on him, and for Tsunami here that I'm drawing right now, I'm thinking more of like lions, big cats and stuff like that.
You know, I think it was you, Sammy. When I joined the team, I spent like the first day just going through all the archives of the amazing work you guys have done that
Oh,
we
same.
just haven't that the fan server hasn't seen yet. I was just scrolling through.
That's all I did
But
too.
Oh, so I still
saw
keep
this
doing that. Like it's
really-
also pretty.
Yeah.
I saw this
same here.
really stunning
Guilty pleasure.
and really adorable little concept of Sunny, and I think you said there that that was largely based off of a greyhound, and I loved that. I thought like it worked so well.
Is it? I have some funny. Oops, that's a lot of.
Oh, that's a
Okay,
lot.
I
That's a
have-
gang.
I have a tiny Sunny here.
Aw.
And I did look at greyhounds, like skinny dogs.
This is the one I was referring to. I love
This
it.
has such a funny energy alongside the angry tsunami.
Yeah.
So precious. I love her.
Like how nobody can see the.
Look at her.
Yeah, on YouTube they can't
She's
see.
so
Oh,
sweet.
There you go.
There she
We
is.
linked them all.
Hmm.
Tiny Sunny. I love
Very
her so
cute.
much.
I just
Very
want to pick
adorable.
her up and give her a hug.
Tsunami is very mad at this one.
Now we have a question from Phoenix. Do you plan on finishing all the main books and potentially Winglets or Legends?
Oh jeez.
It really depends on where we're at by that time.
Yeah, it could take years to do that.
Yeah, I haven't even read Winglets, so I mean, I finished book 8 and I'm halfway through Darkstalker. So really, I don't know.
Like I'd love to see like just an animated Darkstalker, just for one reason and one reason only.
Whiteout.
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 We know
I
you're. We
love
know
her
you're a.
so much.
We know you're a dirty whiteout, Kenny.
I mean, I think Whiteout is
It's a
canonically
whiteout.
like supposed to be the most
So-
beautiful dragon in Peria.
I love her.
This
She's the
next
best.
question is from Important Nonsense, and I think this is going to primarily fall on I guess those of us with industry experience. I think
I'm ready.
I'm not really sure, but so as someone who is currently trying to start a no pay or volunteer passion project animated YouTube series of my own, could you guys offer some tips? Where do I start? How do I manage everything? Get things done? How do I find professional people to help out without the offer of money? And I think this is kind of an exception to that because artists, we want it, professionals, we want to be paid for our work. We've worked to get this skill and we deserve to be paid for it. I think this is a little bit of an exception because this is a book series that we are all very passionate about, I think.
Yeah.
So it really depends on your subject matter, I suppose.
I would
But
say
mostly-
with
Quality draws people in. Like, if you have a good story to present and good things that you start out with, then professionals will be drawn in most likely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a very unique story with a lot of artistic possibilities.
Yeah, like some
then
strong
people-
concepts.
Yeah, exactly. Then people might want to spend their free time on it. I was
Yeah,
very
like from a-
reluctant to join AnimatedWings because of the fact that I already try to work as a freelancer and on my own projects. But the passion was with me in this case because of dragons. So yeah, it depends on a lot.
To focus a little bit on the second part of this question, I think again that's going to be probably like Sammy, Bert, or Kate. What is kind of the process for organizing and managing that kind of thing, you know, dailies and whatnot.
Yeah, I remember in the very beginning, I suggested that we had like all these different departments in our Discord. So it's all about organizing channels and I suggested also dailies because I remember when working at a studio, we would have those just to have some good communication about the status of the project.
Yeah.
So it's really like about organizing the channels and the team. Like we use Excel sheet a lot for the
I
task.
love a good
of the
spreadsheet.
teams. Yeah, the spreadsheets and stuff like that. So yeah, it's all about organization and communication mostly. Yeah.
That and I think in that aspect it depends. Like for this question, I think it really depends what kind of project you're in for. Because like we said, this is kind of like a book series that we're doing. So everyone here has kind of read the book already. Everyone knows what they want to do, and like for me personally, I joined in the project because the quality was pretty much already there. So if your project that you're so passionate about is like already shows that same kind of quality, I think, and usually it kind of drags in the quality like people as well.
Yeah, and I don't think passion goes unnoticed. Like even if you don't have like it's important to be passionate about it, but it's not the only thing. Like I'd be lying if I said like I feel less motivated to join a project if I don't see a certain level of quality. And I know that that might sound a little bit pretentious or elitist, but I'm a busy person. A lot of us are professionals. We have busy lives, and if we strong concepts allow potential people who want to join your team to feel as passionate as you are about it. So it is important to have those strong concepts.
Yeah, I'm gonna answer it since I haven't answered it yet. But since a lot of professionals are tired adults and we're looking for quality, so like it's actually really hard to draw in professionals. So like we're mostly looking for quality and beautiful stuff that makes us passionate.
Absolutely.
Something we can really to put on our portfolios.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I
The
see
portfolios are
some great
incredibly
stuff
handy.
coming out of y'all that you can definitely that I'd love to see in people's portfolios. This next question is another one from Apple Tater, and this is for our character designers. How do you make the personality of a character shine through with their design?
Shape language.
Yeah.
Shape language.
Shape language.
If I
And
can
have fun with it.
Yeah.
If
But
I can
also
elaborate.
markings.
Yeah, color
Like-
theory as well.
Color
yeah.
theory, shape language, color theory. Yeah, I would say those are the big two ones.
If I can elaborate, shape language is super important for characters because on first glance, like you get a lot of information from just looking at them.
Yeah.
Like, for example, like a blocky character is often seen as super stoic, whereas like a character with like really triangular shape are often seen as more like neurotic in a sense, I guess.
And having like a recognizable silhouette as well.
Yep.
Oh, that's super important.
Yeah.
I could try making like Dragonets real quick here. To show
There's some
like,
echo in someone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, someone is echoing. I don't know who is echoing.
Yeah.
Our next question is in a similar vein, and it's how do you decide on a character's design, and how do you choose which aspects of a concept to keep or change?
It's been my committee so far. Meaning, like, every time someone posts, we've been, like, bouncing off one another.
Yeah. And it
think
also like who's echoing?
I think
Still a bit
the
of an echo.
echo is from Crow.
I have
Yeah, no, echo's not from me.
I don't know, but it
There we are.
if we draw a character multiple times, like I explained before, we also quickly decide, like, oh, the detail here, I don't like drawing that multiple times, so just leave that out. I actually found out about that when I animated the burn animation test. Usually she had 3 scars on her neck, but as I was animating her, I asked if we could just go with 2 scars because 3 seemed a little too excessive. Yeah. And
Yeah,
we
so-
also decided on removing the diamond on Vitor's neck because it also was just like a floating hazard. Like it's small details like that. We find out these things as we design the characters, as we do animation tests of them.
And I ask this kind of as an outside perspective since I'm not a character designer. You know, there's been a lot of conversation with that about Moros here, hasn't there? Because there's been a lot of discussion on what to do with him, especially his horns. And
Yeah.
now we're kind of approaching that from an animation practicability standpoint.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
all those concepts look amazing. It's just kind of.
Yeah, they're all just so gorgeous.
Yeah.
I have amazing news.
Wow.
We have a special guest again.
Oh.
Special guest just left. Never mind. She decided she was done.
So our next question is from Sarah Chan, and it is drawing animation for AnimatedWings a full-time job? If not, what else do you do from that? How often do you take breaks from drawing? So this is a volunteer project. This is not our job. This is not my job. I do production assistant work, while also I'm an independent director and a freelance screenwriter. Everyone else, if you'd like to share.
I guess I can go on. This is Bird talking. I'm personally like an animator for an indie game company. I'm working for Mana Void on Rainbow Billy personally right now.
This is Nathan talking. I run a Etsy shop and I do a lot of freelance private commissions, or for companies once in a while. It's basically what I'm doing right now.
This is Annocation. I don't have any kind of art related job other than freelance. I'm actually a dispatcher, so
yeah. Yeah, so and I'm Sammy. I'm also a freelance artist, and I mainly just work on my own project at the moment, which is my webcomic. But I've worked in studios before, and I work on AnimatedWings like maybe once or twice a week. It really depends on my schedule. Yeah.
And I know right now I do production assistant work with Marvel Studios, and it's a great job and I really like it, but it's not super creatively rewarding. So that's really what AnimatedWings is for me, is kind of that creative reward.
I'm Tazzy, and I work at Tonic DNA studio in Canada. So I do like a lot of high quality production for like high quality animation, and it's kind of my job. And this project is a side gig for me, and it's really fun so far. So
Taz, you should point out the shows you worked on.
I worked on there was like Animaniacs, a bit of Looney Tunes, and
yeah, if anyone
Central
wants
Park
to,
and stuff. So.
If anyone else wants to share like specific projects they've worked on or something, I love hearing that stuff, and I'm sure that our audience does too.
I don't have any that big reasons. When I did some small cleanup and color detail for Sun Creature Studios, but I mean, many years ago, I was doing cleanup for Song of the Sea. That's probably the biggest gig I ever had. And then I did some webisodes of Lego Elves in the 2016. which wasn't that great, but it had dragons, so it's okay.
I mean, that's understandable to everything.
Yeah.
No, my first project, my first PA job with Marvel was a pretty big one, and that was Black Widow. I just wrapped on Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and my next one is Hawkeye.
Oh, and I'm Sval. I just do animation in college, and I just work on my own like webcomic on the side.
Woohoo.
Just
Yeah.
woo, Sval. Don't discount
I'm
yourself.
Onyksa
You're
and I am a
amazing.
high
I'm just
school
a star.
student.
This is Nathan. I worked on Jake and the Neverland Pirates and Wander Over Yonder as an animator. Took a long break, still on break from working in the animation industry. But I've worked for like Squishables, the plush company. Yeah, stuff like that.
Nate, I did not know that. I
You
love
didn't know that? I'll show it to you later.
No,
I have
how
like
could you hide
one
this from me?
squishable, a little
How
pink
could
dragon.
you hide this from me?
I'm sorry.
You should be ashamed.
Can you hook us up with the Squishables?
I used to be able to, but now.
No.
Too late.
Should have known me a few
Okay.
years ago.
I have one of the keychain on my bag and it smells so good.
Oh, sorry.
I just want to say
Who's
I have
going next?
Our next question is, unless someone else has something to say? Last call?
Yeah, I didn't finish.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm in Toronto right now. I'm working on Looney Tunes as well, but at a different studio.
Woo.
And my
Hey.
first job was animating on Pickwick Pack, which is the Disney Junior show that premiered today. So that's
Oh,
very
congratulations!
Woo.
Nice
exciting
job.
for preschoolers to go watch it.
Black Widow was supposed to premiere yesterday. I'm
Yep.
I haven't ever been
Thank
in
you,
any
COVID.
industry things, but I've done cleanup work with Animatrocity's Code Blue series before it was I believe it was full on canceled if I'm not mistaken. And I did my own stuff with one episode in like 2016 that's now completely gone. No one sees it but me. Of my own animated
Amazing work.
series.
I
So
understand.
Like this team is really amazing. Y'all do incredible
Yeah, I
stuff.
love you all. All of you are absolutely incredible, and I would gladly lay down my life for all of you.
Right.
Like, I treasure you all. You are amazing.
It's it's absolutely an honor to be on the team. Like my
Oh
god,
my
so
gosh,
many
I know.
Yeah,
talented
like
people,
everyone's
so
so
many skilled
cool.
people.
I just feel like the little kid, like sitting at the table with all the cool kids.
Cool kid table.
That is totally how I feel. So our next question is from Grief. It is, what does managing the AnimatedWings social media account look like? Is it hectic or is it chill for the most part? Do we have any who are our social media managers? Do we have anyone on?
It's pretty much the manager who are bless you,
Bless you.
who are managing. I rarely go to Instagram because I don't like it very much. It's like I hate
me neither.
I can't figure out the commenting, the notification system, because it's just one big wall of likes, every time I go in there. So I mostly manage Twitter, and yeah, so I guess it's different from each person. Sometimes we assign Instagram for like those who use that a lot, and then Twitter for the other person. But yeah, it depends on how well you know the socials and stuff like that.
all right. Next question is from Hazard Dub. Don't know how I'm supposed to break apart the name. But
the voice for hair.
yes.
The voice actor for hair.
Asked, will certain characters have canon accents?
Oh, we tried with accents in the beginning. I remember that.
Probably in the ring.
We were gonna do like a Texan burn and Russian kestrel. That was
and I
fun.
Accents are great in theory, but I think on a fan project like this, it probably limits your options for voice actors.
Yeah.
Yeah, like some are harder to find than others.
Yeah, I guess if you're really good at it and it fits the character, then I mean, why not just go with that, But it's really up for I guess, voting in the end.
Yeah, voting.
We vote a lot on like big decisions like that. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely we're up for anything really, and we just figure out later on.
All right. Next question is from Fizzy. What was it like designing the characters throughout the start to now, and what was it like to evolve the designs into current looks?
I mean, I can say that even though we have finished reference sheets for most of the characters, we still go in to tweak them a bit. Kestrel just recently had a facelift and some markings.
Kestrel blew up.
Yeah, she got some tweaks going on there. So I don't believe that any of the. I mean, of course, there's like the very latest version designs of the characters, but in general, it's just. I'm sorry, I forgot what the question was again.
Basically, like evolving the designs into the current looks.
Evolving. It's fun. It takes a lot of work because the character has to function from, especially for this style, the character has to look very like 3D kind of like. You should be able to move it from a bunch of angles. So it takes a lot of effort to get each angle right and be able to understand the anatomy of it and stuff like that.
Yeah, and can I add something about like one of my mentor when he was still there, he told when he worked on Klaus, by the way, and he says like whenever you have to animate a character, you have to live within that pose, within that moment. So sometimes you have to deviate from the character design that the wonderful character designer that we have here did for us. But so we're since we're still on the test phase of the animation, we're still trying to figure out what works the best, I guess.
Yeah, when I get expressions and poses from the character designers to redline and to give my feedback on before they go public, I tried. How do I phrase this? I allow the poses and the expressions to not be 100% perfect, like on model, because it's the models are reference sheets. They are for reference, so it's okay to be having your own flair, like own style flair on the character.
Yeah.
And it just gives them I don't know how to explain it, a bit more life in some way. Like so yeah, it's it doesn't have to be 100% on model. You can have something that is slightly off, so it's okay. And I think that what we've done so far is like already so extremely good. Like it's pretty amazing how talented everyone is on the team.
Yeah, everyone's art is just so pretty. Everyone's everything is just so pretty.
Yeah, we're so lucky to have all of you on the team. It really is. So yeah, just having fun with the characters. Don't worry too much about having it on. It's great. Yeah.
So our next question is from Willow Potato, who asks, "What are your favorite parts of working on AnimatedWings?"
Animation.
Dragons.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part is
Dragons.
Dragons.
my favorite part is personally like the environment, because like I haven't had a specifically professional animation environment in a long time, and so it's really refreshing and really like inspiring, getting me to want to do more and like push my art even more than it was, push my animation more than what it was. It's really just the environment that sells it for me. Like it's such an uplifting, improvement-based environment where everyone's lifting each other up all the time, and it's great.
Yeah, like I've used the critique channels like myself a lot to try like get a hang of the art style, and even from like just the criticisms that I've gotten for the art style specifically, like I've used to just improve my own art as well.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah, same. Like being on the team with you guys, it's amazing how much feedback you can get, and I'm stunned because watching like looking at my art from like I don't know January, the project has helped me improve so much. It's honestly I am amazed at how much knowledge the people here have.
I just love how everyone is like so willing to share their experiences and like their opinions and critiques and such in such an open way. It's definitely improved a lot of my art, specifically in ways that I thought I didn't even need improving in. So it's just been really awesome just to and especially like because like I'm a heavily visual learner, and if someone critiques something, I need to see it. So like using the red lines technique to like show what you mean. I've implemented those rules into like art that I make on my own. It's just been really helpful and definitely like evolved my art and helped me grow. And as I'm sure it's done for everyone, it's been awesome.
Yeah, like, and I think like as a mod myself, like one of my favorite things have just been like meeting cool people and just talking to people, because I love talking to people. And like it's so fun, like just all the amazing people that I just like stumble across and have like really nice conversations with. It's great.
Got to agree.
I really love like the world building aspect of it. Like we're building on an already existing world, coming up with like small head canons for all the visual aspects of like the tribes.
We did improve so much on the turd homes for the mudwings. You know, like the ones from the graphic novel that didn't look that great. And I also like just imagined it when I read it in the books. I imagined it like in my head. I was like, is that right? So yeah, it's fun because we can also just improve on so many things.
Just for a funny thing, back whenever I first joined the team, I didn't know like a lot of specific terms for like character design and animations. Certain terms I just flat out did not know. And I think my favorite one that I've come to start using in my vocabulary is tangents. Because whenever Sammy first described a tangent, I was like, what?
Guys, Sammy is the tangent slayer. Oh my goodness.
I'm the tangent slayer. I will find your tangent. And there's no escape.
I've never even paid attention to them before. And I was like, oh my god, checking every single drawing for tangents. So
yeah.
I never even heard of them until this project.
Yeah.
I'm like on the hunt for them every time when someone posts something.
Like
exactly.
When I look at the character poses that people make, the first thing I look at is silhouette and tangents. Silhouette is like, you know, you need like a very clear silhouette. So you can like imagine, okay, this is a creature with 4 legs and wings, and it's posed like it. I don't know if I should try and explain tangents really quick, because it could help so many people.
Yeah, I guess if you make like a good example in your sketch, Sammy, it could explain it really quick.
Mm-hmm. Wait, I could also, just a second, if you guys are okay with it, because I save all those critiques I give.
Oh yeah,
and
I'm fine with it.
I can pull them into Photoshop. Let me just try and find some.
While you're doing that, I'll go ahead and ask another question that was also in Willow Potato's cluster of questions. Does anyone have a favorite character to draw or animate? Me personally, I'm just going to go ahead and say it's Glory in Peril.
Yeah, Glory.
I lo-
Glory, so fun.
Yes,
I love
Glory is my
tsunami.
I love drawing Burn. I don't know what it is, but I just love drawing this big bad brute girl. Just it's fun drawing against the evil guy, the villain, because like you get so much freedom. You get to like be nasty and bring out your inner demons in this character.
Big stinky dragon.
Also, just for
me-
the stream's sake, I know that the stream is kind of flickering.
Yeah.
That's not something I can help right now. It's just because of how like windows cascade on each other with screen share. So just give it a second. It's nothing wrong on your end. It should be fixed by the time you're hearing this. That's it.
I found something for you. So this is for the latest content we put up on our social media. It is webs done by the wonderful journalist who is unfortunately not in the stream. But Sure made this really nice pose, and then I go in and I give my feedback on it. I check if the proportions are in place and stuff like that. So you can see, I don't know if you can tell, but the hand that she drew, let me just make it purple. Okay. So she drew the arm here. I don't know if you can see that. And the thing with Webs is that he has this frill on his chest. You can see this is kind of like a tangent because the hand is getting in the way of the frill, and it just looks too busy. So what I suggested was to move the hand up here instead, and then this could be free on its own, and it makes the drawing more clear that way.
Yeah.
So that's one way of like doing a tangent. Another tangent would be something like if let me just take a black. If the arm was like, if the claws were like touching the tail like this. You see that? You see this? This right here. That's a tangent. You want to avoid that. You don't want this part touching the other line. You want to just give it a little space, and then the silhouette will be like much better that way. So yeah, pose is really good. It's very clear. I moved this leg further out as well. It was original, so I moved it out a bit to give more like space in between legs here. And yeah, so this is like one way I work with red lines. Look for pose, like clarity, silhouette, and then tangents. Be aware of tangents, everybody. That's it.
They're bad.
Very bad. Very bad.
And lastly, I'll answer this because we've already kind of talked about it before. When do you think the first episode and or season will come out? We just don't know.
Yeah.
And we don't know right now, and we won't
The
know.
question.
So we're kind of like
Yeah.
along for the ride.
That's the big question that we get a lot. And we really can't tell because we're all working in our free time, and it's all volunteer based, and we just can't rely on setting dates because it's just possible for us to know exactly
And also,
about that.
we want to give the quality, guys, you know, the good
Exactly.
quality.
Exactly. We want to make sure
we want to
that
make everything look pretty.
Quality over quantity.
Yeah.
I think that's how goes.
Yeah, and sometimes things just takes a long time to want it. So I just hope you guys are patient with that.
Yeah, like one of the advantages of having this being volunteer based and being a fan project is that we can really take our time and like not rush things, so they can
we don't
actually
need to
look good.
stress that much about it. So that's one good thing about it.
All right, Moose says this seems like a time-consuming project. How do you guys stay motivated to work on it?
It's fun.
Yeah, each
It
other.
is, it is
Yeah.
fun, and
Yeah, that's
like I said before, I just love dragons. I mean, you guys don't understand. I
Yeah,
love
dragons are so
dragons so
fun.
much. So it,
Dragon Maniacs.
yeah, so it's
Yeah.
in general very motivating for me to work on. But I guess if you're not feeling like working on it, I guess taking a break is like it's always good, and then maybe you come back.
I think that like goes for everything really. Like if you're not like certain on something, just take a break.
Yeah, you take a short break.
Because you need to keep your noggin healthy.
Yep.
okay. So forgive me if I butcher this. Lilku official _ not asks, what app are you guys using to animate? We're using a good variety. I know that some use Toon Boom, some use TV Paint. I think someone might be using Fire Alpaca if I'm not mistaken. I heard something about it some time ago, but I'm not sure if that's still accurate. I know that for the burn teaser that we did, like the little trailer of her with the lightning behind her, that was done by Kass in Procreate. And then the other burn that we have, that was Burn Yelling, that was done in TV Paint. So basically a good variety of programs.
Yeah. All in all we expect is that the results is gonna look seemingly the same, with the rough pencil-like look and just smooth animation. So it doesn't matter what program. I guess, yeah. I mean, we like what was it? Onyksa, you said you were animating in Photoshop at one point.
Oh, I used to. It was hell.
Yeah, because you could barely
Exporting
have
is
any
big.
like layers in it and did like properly like that.
Okay. So for Photoshop, there's something called like video layers, which is pretty much an animation layer. You do have a timeline, except your frames, you can't really like drag them across the timeline to change their position. So you literally have to manually copy paste each frame if you want to move it along the timeline. And you can add and subtract frames, but it's a lot of pain, and exporting things is way more time, effort, and Photoshop crushing than it should be. So, I mean, like, Photoshop is good if you want to make small animations, but not full shots. Definitely not.
No.
Yeah,
I guess it really depends on the person.
Yeah, I was gonna
It
say like
does.
there's not really a standard software, but like the best softwares you can use for animation are like the ones used in the industry, being the Toon Boom or TV Paint.
I know someone who worked in the game industry, and he exclusively animated his stuff on Photoshop, and he did some pretty good stuff. So I guess it really depends on where you're at in the industry itself. But it's not impossible to animate in Photoshop. So I have a lot of respect for those who do, actually.
Some people animate in like Fire Alpaca and still do full lip sync and amazing acting shots, so it's really
Like, some people are just so good, and I'm just like sitting here, just like proudly like staring at them as someone who has like only animated once in my life and has no interest in doing it again. Because
you know what would be fun? Doing a shot on paper.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have some paper.
I actually,
yeah,
I actually have like a peg bar and like animation paper.
There's a few
animation paper.
There's a few wizards on the team that still know how to animate on paper.
It's been a while since I've done it. I just preferred animating in TV Paint.
Yeah.
And besides using paper nowadays, that is because of all the burning. So, I'm just trying to save as much waste as possible. So, yeah.
Yeah, animating on paper can be fun, but finding animation paper, I guess It's crazy.
Yeah,
And
oh
you
my
go through
God.
a lot of it.
Yeah, like I just get it from my college. Like they just hand it to us, and I'm like, oh, okay, thanks.
Man, we had an animation paper hole puncher at my college. And
You
you
guys were
could find
just-
the paper, then you could punch the peg bar holes in it.
You guys were just handed
But the actual
paper?
paper we had to find for ourselves.
Yeah, like we just have a box. We can just like take some if we want it.
Oh my god. Us, we had to
Yeah.
buy it and it was so expensive.
Yeah, it's hell of expensive, and I want it so bad.
Man, around here it's like impossible to find too because there's 2 big schools that teach animation. So September hits and the animation paper is gone. Can't find it anywhere.
This is actually a question from the live stream chat. I'm gonna pull it because I just noticed it out of the corner of my eye. Snow Leopard Draws was asking about a difference between Animated Wings and Paper Drake, and curious if it was brought up yet. Because like we did vaguely mention like Paper Drake a little while ago, but
What was the question? The style of the...
Yeah,
it's both a very different style. Animated
because,
Wings.
I was the Paper Drake before I joined Animated Wings, and I chose a style that was more stylized in some way,
Cartoony.
more
it's
cartoony as well.
simpler.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's simpler. It's cartoony. It's like if Animated Wings is the Lion King, then Paper Drake is Dexter's Laboratory or something like that.
Or like the Lion Guard.
More flat,
Yeah,
more
Lion
like
Guard would be a better
simplified.
example,
Yeah.
I think.
Lion Guard.
Except it's not
What?
tweened, as far as I
Yeah.
know, unless something changed. but
No,
It's
it's
not puppet
tweened.
either.
yes. Basically, the main difference is stylistic choice and overall, like, what kind of audiences are being aimed for. So, most likely a younger audience would lean towards Paper Drake because of the more simplistic style, whereas more mature audiences might lean towards Animated Wings. We're both just...
But I know that the Paper Drake are currently undergoing some character changes, like some changes in the style. Isn't that right?
Yeah, we're just like shifting the designs a little bit, and basically turnarounds are being made.
Yeah.
But
So, yeah.
we're very like the when people say that we're sister projects, it's kind of literal because we share so many team members.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually used to be
There seems to be a lot
a
of
character
overlap.
designer for Paper Drake, but like the style was just too hard for me to grasp because like it's so different from my own.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm currently sitting in both projects, and I'm just like enjoying the vibes.
Yeah. That's what I really like about the Animated Wings. Is just it just brings people together, you know. And we all just share this common for and animation.
Yeah.
So that's it is really a system.
All
Very
right.
fun.
The next question is from Bellasaurus asking, how are you going to design scavengers/humans? Do you look forward to it?
Oh, we
I'm pretty excited
haven't-
for it personally.
Yeah, I'm also excited. We haven't got any designs for the scavengers. It's all been just dragons. But I imagine that, I don't know, is there like a Disney movie, like reference to if it were, because I'm just thinking of not the, well, no, it doesn't have to be like Disney, but just it not too realistic, I guess, because it's just going to be harder to animate human characters, but something in between, like semi-realistic. Or it could be fun to have characters that look in the clouds.
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe
very-
not like too pretty though, because some
No.
of them are gonna die. Because you
Oh,
know.
I really like the humans in Hunchback Dam
Yeah.
because they look very shapy and fun. So if I were going for humans, I guess I would go something in that direction. But that's just me. I should maybe try and make like scavenger concepts then.
I feel like a lot of the human style will probably lean towards maybe something like when I imagine the animated wing style humans or scavengers, I think of like the Road to El Dorado. I think that kind of style, roughly, in terms of the general
I really
shapes
like
that
that
are
art
used.
style
That's
so
a very
much.
great style, yeah.
That's what I think when I first think of it, but
DreamWork?
yeah, DreamWorks, specifically like Road to El
Of
Dorado.
course.
But
Oh my god, I loved Road to El Dorado. It's like that. I can't speak it.
Okay.
That movie was beautiful.
I mean, every DreamWorks movie, like 2D animated, are. Mwah.
Yeah, like I
still
grew
cry over
up
its
watching them,
spirit.
and they're gorgeous. Like I love Spirit. I love the Prince of Egypt as well. It was just beautiful.
Yeah. Masterpiece.
I mean, it is a gorgeous, those like gorgeous designs and stuff. I just feel like we should have something where we could squash and stretch a bit more, because like Prince of Egypt is more realistically, like there has some more realistic movements than like other like like I'm sorry, I don't know.
It's okay.
I don't know how to talk. But yeah, the Hunchback of Notre Dame characters, they are very squishy and very cartoony, and there's a lot of smears and a lot of extreme squash and stretch, including in Aladdin as well. And I just don't see that much in DreamWorks 2D human style.
Yeah, and the difference between Disney's humans, I guess, and DreamWorks' human character is the spacing is a whole lot different. Like, for example, in DreamWorks, everything has to fit perfectly within the a space, like a 3D space. Like it everything is extremely well calculated, and as much as we want to do our best for this show. I don't think we have the experience yet to produce something such as DreamWorks level stuff, I guess.
Oh my god, but
I was more so
like,
meaning like the
hedgehogs
actual
were
design
the turns.
itself, not in motion, just like the general shapes and all that are
Oh,
used in the character
yeah,
design.
yeah.
That's what I think of immediately.
Oh
is
yeah, definitely.
DreamWorks.
But oh my god, I'm so not over like Prince of Egypt. The way they turn the faces in such a 3D way. Oh,
Yeah.
I am.
It's beautiful.
It's so
Like
pleasant.
the
to
scene
look
with the
at.
burning bush.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Pretty art.
Cough, cough, James Baxter.
Exactly.
James Baxter, our animation god.
Yeah.
All hail James Baxter.
Sacrifice to
hell.
James Baxter.
We're secretly a cult to James Baxter.
That's all we do.
The next question is from Vrinlot, and it's, can some dragons have hair like a little chin hair? And I will say yes, but only as a treat. I don't know if
Dragons
we're
can
gonna
have
do
little
that
chin hair.
specifically
Only as
in
a
the
treat.
animated wing style.
Chin hair. Which tribe would fit that best?
I mean,
See,
we
I think like I've seen
already.
some Dune
Chin
concepts have had
here.
like a bit of chin
I
hair.
mean, we already had some of Dune and Moros here with chin or like some hair growth, but really, I just imagine it's very tiny bristles or spikes or something like that. So
we want to
I
give
wouldn't-
Moros here a Thanos chin.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
This big
yeah,
chin.
even drew that as a concept.
I love the Thanos chin concept so much. They fit him
Yeah.
so well.
It does. It
And,
does make him
yeah.
look like this very big, menacing.
Gives another layer of evilness to him.
Yeah.
All right. Next question has already kind of been answered, but I'll read it off and give a rough answer just really quick, just so we can all cover it. It's from Blixie, and it was, will you animate the Legends books like Darkstalker and Dragon Slayer, and any extra books like Winglets or just the main story? Right now, we're focusing just on book 1, and if things continue, we might look towards other books. But for now, it's just we are focusing on book 1.
Yeah, trying to get the prologue down first.
Yes.
That'd be a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Titan asks, do you guys have anyone in mind for the DoD, or will that be decided by a casting call?
That's gonna be a casting call.
Yes.
Yeah. It just seems more organized. Call. And we'll try to
Plot
keep
twist.
it just...
I voice all 5 of the dragonettes of Destiny.
Now hold on a second. I think I would make a pretty good Sunny. You know, Sunny go Poggers. Like, come on.
Guys, I think I'd make the best Clay with my voice that is totally manly right now.
Manly enough.
I think I should voice Morrow Seer.
Yes.
I should be the
manly
best Morrow
sounding.
Seer.
I think we should get Corpse to voice Moros here.
Sure, I just voice everyone feck it, make everyone Irish.
I heard...
Yes.
I read someone in chat. I read someone in chat saying that Markiplier should voice Darkstalker.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if I want to hear that. I don't know. Markiplier sounds like really wholesome, and I don't want to hear his voice on Darkstalker.
Yeah, I don't know Darkstalker
Darkstalker
enough
we need like
to make
we need it to sound
make a decision.
punchable.
I just thought it was a bit funny. Yeah.
I think
But
the funniest voice that we could put onto anybody is probably getting critical.
Yes!
God,
Yes!
like, imagine, like, critical Moros here. That'd be so funny.
Oh my god, with like the monotone voice of just giving up on everything.
Oh yeah.
Ah, yes, yes.
Big videos.
Alright, Sarah Hanta asked what tribe is/was the hardest to design, and I think we answered this before with Sea Wings.
Yeah, serious.
Yeah, we
Wings. Because of the markings mostly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like the frills.
Yeah.
Alright, Sad Potato asked, aside from the hardest to design, which tribe/character do you think will be the most difficult to animate overall? Me personally, I have a lot of issues with Kvither, because, like, he's much more thin than the average character I draw. Like, his neck is very thin, and he's overall just a little gangly to me from what I normally do. So I have struggles with him, but like Webb's perfectly fine. Chunky boy, let's
Chunky
go.
boy.
Yeah, I think
Chunky
chunky
boy.
characters are easier and more fun to animate because I guess they have more volume
And
to
wait.
exaggerate with. Yeah.
Yeah, you can do a lot of like bounce with their blubber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And like
gonna be so
especially with like the
squishy.
barbels on Webb's chin.
Yes,
them,
oh
like,
my god, I
squishy.
love them.
I
They're
think
so fun.
for me, I really prefer like skinny dragons because I'm really into like anatomy on creatures, and it's just easier for me to work with that with skinny characters. But I can see why it's fun to just have like
Not say about the most difficult character, but I sure do know that I love doing Viter. Because he's a spiky boy.
it's a spiky boy.
Love the spikes.
Yeah, he's so fun to draw.
Mm-hmm.
I know personally for me that like Nightwings are gonna be hard and Sea Wings because of the amount of markings that can float around if you're not
Yeah.
careful
Yes,
enough.
Yeah.
floating markings. Hell.
Exactly. Yeah. I think so now we are like probably gonna like follow same approach
Same
like with webs, except we're of course gonna add the spiral thing on her wings somewhere. I know that we are getting a lot of like mentions about that, so don't worry guys, we know that she has that and we're gonna add it, but she's pretty much gonna have like all the spots on the tail, some on the shoulders, and then the thigh. So yeah, pretty much the same amount like webs.
The thing is, with the sewing markings, we have to make sure it works within the volume of their body to help
Oh
us
my
out,
God.
like basically
Yeah.
animate a little better. Because
Yeah.
floating
Yeah.
markings are so tough to nail down.
It
Like,
is.
It's
tried
horrible.
I tried on this side view here to try and like, okay, so if we like cut up the shapes on the wings like this, and I don't know, it could be around here maybe, and then touch this line. So I'm like, whenever I try to design or come up with a concept character, I keep in mind where to place those floaty details and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's so much construction going into
It
all
is,
this.
yeah, construction is very important because it's going to help our animators a lot with the
Yeah.
figuring out where the things are, just in case like they don't float off somewhere or something. So yeah, I would try maybe then the pattern could go down here to the corner right here, something. So it's like we just need to try many different ways to figure this out.
It's a process.
It is.
Furkali asks, if you do end up animating Dragon Slayer, how will you tackle the scenes where the human characters interact with characters we've already seen, such as the DoD? And I'm gonna say it's probably gonna be in the same breath as, like, for those who have read Dragon Slayer, you know there's repeating scenes from connection from a scene a different point of view that's in book 1 with the Coliseum, I guess you can call it. Arena.
I haven't read Dragon Slayer,
so it kind of connects together. It'll flow in that same manner as we will tackle those scenes into the first book. So,
But there's also a lot of time before we finish the first book.
Yeah,
so
there's a lot. So it's going to be a while. That answer could change, but as far as I can tell, it's going to be in the pretty much the same kind of way as that.
Yeah, by the time we like end up animating Dragon Slayer, we'll all probably be in like little retirement homes.
Pretty much, yeah. A couple of years from now, and just like, oh.
Double.o.rilo asks, are you all keeping C-wing markings consistent in terms of placement? Example, will all C-wings have the same markings on their face, 3 on their legs, etc. I'm not entirely sure on that one. I know we're keeping them flowing like we just said a moment ago.
Yeah.
But personally, I don't think they should.
Yeah, I try to make a rule that if you want to add a detail, then you have to remove another detail to just keep in balance, like not to overdo details on a character. So say if you want 4 dots on the tail here, okay, then we remove one of these on the cheek, you know. So I try to. It's hard, and also with like the characters, because with Tsunami and her sisters, and you know the royal dragons, because they have that spiral on the wing. That's the extra detail. So we need to like remove more from other places on the body. But someone like Webs, who don't have the spiral, like he can have 3 dots and 3 dots on the cheek, for example. So I think it depends really on the character.
Yeah. I completely agree.
So it's just so we don't over details on character.
Star Song asks, do you guys plan to do the second arc? And that question's already been answered. We're currently just focusing on book 1 right now, and we'll see how things go from there. But as of right now, it's just book 1. If we get to the second book, amazing. If we get to do the whole first arc, even more amazing. Like, it's a see as we go kind of thing. We're aiming big, and we're just gonna see, you know, how much we can do with it.
We'll try our best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I swear this next question, the person's username is a flower, but I don't know how to pronounce that flower, so feel free to make fun of me if I say it very wrong. Hyakineth
Hyacinth?
Mud/rain.
Hyacinth.
Hyacinth.
Yeah, it's hyacinth.
Hyacinth. There you go. Asked, Tui says the Ice Wings have a Russian accent, and some of the Ice Wing characters in the series have a Russian accent. I think that really depends on the voice actor. I don't think we're going to go into it really thinking, yes, Winter must be Russian. Has to be 100%. Like, we all have our
Canadian
headcanons.
for sure.
Russian Winter would be even scarier.
I think it would really depend on like the general headcanons around the character's voice, because that does play a part, but I think it would be a base by base cases, and I don't think it's going to be like necessarily every Ice Wing has to be Russian. Because I mean, you have heard the casting call with Peter, so.
Yeah, I think like we said before, like it's nice to get accents, but it also limits our results for the casting call.
Yeah, exactly. Goldleaf asks, any tips on creating a good portfolio? I want to be involved in the animation industries one day.
It depends on what you're applying. But just try to mimic the style, really, is what we're looking for in designers' applications.
I'm gonna say, as someone in the industry as well, don't just make something that looks pretty, make something that you have fun doing, because like inevitably if you draw like humans in your portfolio and you're hired for drawing humans in your portfolio, but you don't like drawing humans, like you're not gonna get a job you like. So it's best to draw something you like instead of like ultimately going for something you think people are gonna like instead.
Yeah, pretty much.
Aoi Bix asked, how are armor designed for the Sandwings? Are they based on IRL specific armor from a country or something similar?
Not really. I just thought of leather armor in some way. Just slapped something together.
Just fun dragon armor.
Yeah. We had, in the very beginning, we had the Sandwings having some sort of cape or a cloth over them. And they also had some armor on their tails. And we just removed that because it was just too detailed to work with.
Not to mention, it also looked impractical because, like, Sandwings have scorpion tails, and like the tails have to like extend all the way over their body to like attack and such, and the armor on the tails would restrict it.
Yeah,
it wouldn't make sense.
They have to be very flexible in that way, and it just and it also would be very not fun to animate.
Yeah,
so it's but yeah, it's not really based on any like culture or anything like that. We try. I personally think that we should try and avoid like pinning a tribe to a specific culture in real life. I want to make our own stuff, like make something original for each tribe. Just because Sandwings live in the desert, that doesn't mean they have to dress and look like live like desert people who live in the desert. You know, so it's just my personal opinion. I don't want to, fit the world's in real life world's culture into tribes. I want to make our own stuff.
Yeah, but also people could come after us if we did that.
Yeah, exactly. We will probably get some comments about that. That's why I also try to avoid pinning a culture to a specific tribe. So the armor is not really from anything. It's just very basic.
It's also like fun to just come up with things like on.
It is very
spot.
fun. Yeah. Gives a lot more freedom in some way, imaginative freedom.
Yeah.
So Cadenza the Dragon asks, how are you going to make the stars on Nightwing wings? Like splotches? I imagine stars would take a long time to animate.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you're thinking stars like shaped like this, then nah, we're just gonna make like a dot like this.
Purple dots.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Didn't we at one point bring up some kind of mapping for them?
Yeah.
someone
Pretty much
talking
what I
about
had
that
in mind as
earlier.
well. Like a
Even
pattern.
Constellations, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same thing for sea wings, that markings would probably be their own layer, so that we could mask them and make them glow and have that glow effect. Just
Oh, that'd be so good to do.
Easily like put onto to that part.
Yeah. Simple stuff.
What I really I'm sort of eager but also a bit scared to try and figure out how we're color changing of the rain wings.
The what?
The color changing, like when Glory, she gets angry, she's red, and like the whole changing of colors in the scales.
Yeah, we'll probably have to figure out something with nodes and Toon Boom for that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I definitely have to learn
gonna have
something
to do
because
something.
I really know how to do that in TV Paint.
Just gonna have to deal with like transitions and maybe like palette colors. Like there's ways to do that in Toon Boom that are fairly simple, but I don't know for people that don't have the program. So.
I'm a wizard.
I know that
it's all something that we'll try and figure out.
I know that for TV Paint, like because I have the standard edition, I do a lot of go around stuff whenever I use After Effects. There could be something there that we could do that could be similar enough to the method in Toon Boom and not really show any differences. That there's something possible there, I think. Maybe.
Have to see.
Tokoyami Fumikage asked, are you guys looking for background music composers regardless if they have a musical education or not? I would say it's more your actual skill set than your education on anything here.
Yeah.
If you have the skills for it, we're not going to care if you went to school for it for a year or no time at all or 4 years. It's all dependent on your skill in any specific department.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people in AnimatedWings that are like underage and that they don't have that industry experience, but they still like do the good stuff. So
yeah, they definitely still have the talent.
Yeah.
So that's what we.
It's all about what you can do, not what you had.
Continuing on, asked, what kind of background music do you want to use for the Wings of Fire book series? Like middle age, classical, modern day, electrical, oral vocal? Which one do you think will suit the book series best?
I want some orchestral stuff.
Yeah, we did have a lot of exploration referencing our favorite soundtrack movies and stuff like that. And I think we all just pretty much agreed on something like How to Train Your Dragon or something orchestral, maybe a hint of Celtic stuff, maybe. But if someone made something like Ghibli, maybe that would also be okay.
Imagine dubstep.
Dubstep, the dragons come out of the mountain. Scarlet pops in. It's just complete drum and bass. It's just basically pendulum 140 beats per minute.
Dubstep for like a really kind of like poignant, like somber scene.
I'd be in for some heavy metal.
Yeah.
Burns' theme is just like death metal stories and then like guitars.
Burns' theme would be something like 8-bit kind of shanty. I don't know.
Can we have some sea shanties in there for like Webs or someone?
Oh my god, this is so fun.
I kind of have this headcanon where, like, the first time Tsunami sings the Dragonet song, it sounds like a sea shanty because, like,
Oh yeah,
Oh my god, yes, please.
I posted a melody I just quickly composed for the Dragonet song, and it is very heavily inspired by sea shanties because I listen to that sometimes because I play D&D and my character, she's a sailor. Well, she used to be a sailor, but and then I just found a bunch of shanties to get the right feel, and it's so much fun to listen to. They're so jolly and so I thought that would fit well to the Dragonet song.
I remember the first time it's like brought up this song in the books. Doom calls it a horrible bar song.
It's like a little pub song.
When you think of bar songs, they kind of like sound a bit like sea shanties in a way.
They do, yeah.
Now I have this image in my head of Sea Wings singing in aquatics, and it looks like a rave.
Oh my god!
No.
Rave Sea Wings with dubstep music.
Oh yes, like glow sticks and disco balls and everything. Just
that sounds so much fun. Another good reason to having a Sea Wing oath. You're basically a living disco ball.
Yeah.
If they have a party, they just tie a Sea Wing to the ceiling.
You know that, like, I would love to see, like, you know, one of those, like, memes where it's, like, the caramel dancing meme where you can see a faint, like, color-changing light in a distance, then it just zooms in and it's, like, a character, like, lying face down on the ground. I would love that, just a Sea Wing.
You do that, but it's, like, in the distance, it's, like, the underwater palace.
Anemone is the disco ball. She already has a harness on, it'd be easy to get her up there.
Oh my god!
You just literally put a sea wing on your ceilings and you spin them around. Put them on a spinning chair.
As funny as it sounds, that would actually be something Scarlett could do, like, during her hatching role. To just have a Sea Wing on the ceiling while
This is turning violent.
Yeah. They just get Gil out of the dungeons again. You're like, okay, Gil. Just hoist them up.
Mate, you're a disco ball. Like.
They just kind of like poke him with a stick just again to like be a bit brighter, just aggravate him a bit.
It's like a DJ, just like.
It's like a pinata disco ball hybrid.
Is there any more questions? I think that
Yeah,
I'm gonna color this tsunami. Call it for the day. It's getting a bit late. So.
Okay, does anyone else want to stream then as well?
I'll be going soon.
Okay.
I can't physically stream, unfortunately. I don't have a computer.
Oh my. I mean, I guess I can do one, but I'm nervous, so I don't know if the quality will drop.
Do it.
I was just asking to have it ready to go, like, whenever Sammy's done coloring. Because I can switch back to me if you guys want, or if anyone else wants to. It literally does not matter to me. But, next question is from Blixie, who asked... Wait, hold on. It scrolled me all the way down. Still from Blixie, though. So, can you apply for 2 different roles, like maybe concept artist, but you also would like to voice act? Absolutely yes. A bunch of team members do multiple things. Also asked, would you accept voice actors with tics? I would like to voice act, but I have tics. I don't see why not, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you can, like, deliver your lines, you know, I think it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
I don't think tics would go, like, be in the way for that.
Sergeant _Els08 asks, how hard do you think animating small details would be, such as Nightwing stars, consistent amount of Icewing horns, Rainwing constant color shift? Very hard.
Pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a challenge, definitely.
I'm the way things are going from my point of view. The character designer have done such an amazing job already to try and simplify like every single details. So from the bits of test animation that I'm reviewing every now and then, stuff are going pretty good, I would say. Like, we're not struggling a whole lot as I thought I would.
I mean, and there's still time to tweak the character design. So that's why it's very important to give character designers their input on how to work with the characters. Like if there was any details that were bothering them, or stuff like that. Communication for that is really important, because then we can always go in and tweak the designs. We haven't started Animate. Great opportunity to just give us all the feedback.
Real quick, I have to BRB for 1 second, so someone else take over questions for a moment,
I can
and
read the
I'll be back
questions,
in like 5 minutes max.
Okay, so Raidphil asks, why have you all stuck with the project so long? What keeps you going on into the next day? Dragons.
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 That's just a straight up answer all the time. Dragons.
Dragons, and just like because everyone's just so nice, and like everyone's really motivating, and like everyone's really kind.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I know I say I love dragons, but I think I love most about specifically Wings of Fire dragons, is that there's a lot of female representation.
Yeah,
there's a lot of
it's
strong
so
ladies,
fun. It's
evil
so good.
ladies, and I love it. And I just wanna. It makes me so happy to work with this. To be honest, it's the best. Yeah.
It's so fun.
Mm.
Kaleidoscope asks, how long does it usually take you to settle on a design for a character, and what's your character design process like?
I feel like we already
we
we
touched on this earlier.
We answered that already.
It takes a good while to like.
It takes a while because we need to redraw the characters again and again. Then we animation tests and all kinds of things before even starting to animate. So it's a long process, really.
Yeah. I think this is like similar to another question we answered earlier. Willow asks, what character was hardest time to design, and what was the easiest to design?
I mean, we didn't have the easiest design question.
Yeah, we had like a hardest design.
Yeah.
I think Kestrel could have been the easiest out of them, maybe.
Yeah. I mean,
Kestrel.
Kestrel was pretty much like 99% done by Kass.
Yeah.
I don't remember what. I'm trying to rewind back to the process of Kestrel, and I literally don't remember much. But I think we did have like Kass came up with a concept, and then I drew my version, and then they drew another one, and we just stuck with that. I guess.
Oh, I remember. When she drew up that concept, Anime, Linus, Micah really liked it, and she added her rendition to that, and then we started building off of her concept, and that's how we got Kestrel's shape and overall design and such, and markings and such.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, she has such a fun design. Like the shape of her face as well is like just really fun to draw.
Mhm.
Yeah. It is a very. I think Kestrel has unique design of all the characters we've done so far, because it's so full of stuff.
Like it's so full of pointy stuff.
Full of pointy stuff.
Very pointy stuff.
Point.
A lot of point.
Yeah, exactly.
I return.
Hello.
It didn't take me long.
Hello. Ahoy.
Is there any like animation or background related question? Because I gotta have like
I don't
very
think so. Let me skim real quick.
Uh,
There's one by Shattersong about location design. Look and see if there's any others.
I guess we can talk about the different like tribe, like feel of tribes. Like with Skywings, we want it to be tall and spiky and very aggressive. That and with Mudwings, we have the adobe, so it's round, down to earth. It's very cozy, stuff like that. I guess we could talk about our ideas for the environmental design tribe.
What Shattersong specifically asked was designs not for dragons, but places, and the ones that haven't been seen in the graphic novels already. What might Jade Mountain interior look like? Kingdoms not displayed in detail yet. The Ice and Mud Kingdom, so on. I know we already have concepts going for the Mudwing Kingdom with, I think it's called Adobe houses. I think we mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, like homes and buildings made out of earth materials.
Yeah. Most of the time, it's like in the environment process, what we do is we're kind of gathering a bunch of reference of the feel that the places in the book give us, like a bunch of pictures of places in real life, and just kind of gather around a bunch of visual reference for the locations we want to do, and we're trying to setting on the style right now. I'm thinking we're gonna go in a direction like fairly soon. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The process is basically just kind of similar to the character designs in a way. Like shape language is very important, and colors, and just the mood that we want to give certain areas. Like Skywings would be like spiky and high in the mountains, and just like very aerial and goldy and rich, basically.
Yeah,
and
lots and lots of gold.
yeah, the Mud Wings Kingdom. Well, at least the village, and just like very round and low to the ground, and just very comfortable to live in, I guess. Well, it's kind of the process we're going for at the moment, and I know we're kind of leaning towards a more brother bear approach to the overall style and background. So yeah, pretty much that.
I'm trying to figure out some colors. So now
Yeah.
I can have these up in the concept channel when I'm done. I just made her color slightly lighter because
she's really pretty. I love her.
And it's like I want to mention that because I see a lot of art where the colors on the characters are so dark. Like when it's so dark that you can barely see the line art, then you need to lighten them up because these characters might get shadows, and if they're already very dark colored, then the shadows are not gonna work. They're gonna blend in with the backgrounds. They're gonna like just be very hard to see. So just be aware that using super dark colors won't always be a good way for a character, especially the Nightwings. The Nightwings we are gonna do probably gonna be like much lighter than like the official art. I have a Starflight right here, and you can see when I color pick him, like here is where I'm going. If I'm going down here or something, that's gonna be way too dark. Like this is like almost the same as the line art, so I wouldn't. So this is just a little tip to
Look at
y'all.
him and look at him.
Yeah.
He's so precious.
Yeah, I mean, it's an old concept. We still like throw in a bit of concepts once in a while, and I just so easily get inspired by everyone. So I just need to find time to do all that. But yeah, it's fun. It's really fun to see what people can come up with. But yeah, I think I'm done for tonight.
Yeah, same.
So
I need to hop off.
Yeah.
All right. I also want to announce for those who are in our server who are looking at the questions channel, I did just close it off for new questions because we're going to start slowly wrapping stuff up. We're going to try to keep streaming until like the next on the dot hour for those who remain around. So that's just a heads up that things are dying down. We'll still be finishing up those last questions in the channel though.
Yeah.
Yep. I've got to go, so you guys have fun, and hope we get to do this more often.
I hope so too. It's been a lot of fun so far.
Excited.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah.
Also,
great.
thanks to everyone that joined the stream. That was very fun. So, bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. I'll go ahead and get stuff ready to switch back over. I don't believe Onyksa isn't here right now, but she did say that she was going to make food. Is anyone else here? Do you want to draw for the stream?
I can't, unfortunately.
Okay.
I'm just working on the hair test, animation test right now.
I think you're using TV Paint, right? Oh
what
no.
about you, Anik?
do you want me to share it just to put it on live here?
Yeah, and I will record it from there, or not record it, but put it through the stream. I have to go ahead and edit one of these real quick. Give me just one moment and I'll grab it.
Alrighty.
I can also feel in my voice that I'm worn out. But quite frankly, I also I was streaming a bit earlier today because I live in the future. I'm just a couple of hours ahead, so I might as well just hang out. I've been talking a lot, but yeah, it's really been fun. I really like answering questions and giving tips and tricks to people who want to do better at art. So yeah, so that's been really fun.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Okay. So I think I'm gonna sign off, guys.
Bye.
Thank you so much for joining the stream.
Bye.
And I hope to, I guess I'll see all of you around.
See you.
Thanks to the people who joined in the chat and that. Thank you so much for the support. That's crazy that we are gotten this far. So yeah, thank you all, and I hope you all have a good day or night wherever you are. For me, it's night. So yeah. All right. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Good
Thanks
night.
for joining.
Bye.
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 All right. I guess we can go back to the questions channel because we left off on Kaleidoscope. What is it like having to break down the official tribe designs to make them animation friendly? I would say it's a lot of fun, honestly. It's really fun to just basically convert characters over into a different style to draw them. Because, like, at the end of the day, it's the same character, but it's a lot of fun to play with shapes.
Yeah, and it like really like looks like a lot of fun from like an outsider's point of view, and like just seeing like what you guys come up with is just amazing.
Like, I have a blast with it personally. I didn't think I would enjoy character design as much as I do, but
It's so fun.
Azure Arts asked, what are your guys' favorite designs, and how will you guys plan to animate the color changing on Rain Wings? If we're talking about designs we already have made, they're all kind of the same to me in terms of like official references.
I really like Heron Gila, because like I just love the armor.
Yeah, I do
It's great.
too.
I love
I don't really have a specific favorite out of the ones we have designed right now.
I'm gonna say I have a soft spot for Webs because of his tiny legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of do too. He's fun, kind of round.
And like his barbels as well. Like my friends who have no idea what Wings of Fire is, like they've never read the series or anything. They absolutely love the barbels as well because I have the updates channel linked with my friend's Discord server. Like they just love Webs.
Webs has that look that reminds me like you know that video of that seal that someone do like the Mario 64 edit over where they grab its nose and it goes wow wow wow. I want to do that with Webs. He looks like he would do it, you know?
Oh. Like he's great. He's so cute.
As for the animating color changing on Rain Wings, I don't know how because we haven't really talked about it much as far as at least I've seen. My idea for it right now is in terms of like where blush typically happens. So like it would start on the cheeks and would like flow from there, but that might be too hard to do with animation. So I'm not entirely sure where that's going to go at this point. I don't know if anyone else has any sort of like recommendation or idea behind that either.
I have some ideas.
I have the
but-
perfect.
Sorry.
No, go ahead, because my idea is kind of silly.
Well, I mean, I can let you say it first.
Okay, what if like the Rain Wings just one frame? They're just one color. Another frame.
That's it. I love that idea.
Like that's just it.
That could be used as a comedical grab, honestly.
Yeah, just like boop, and then they're like a different color.
That's so funny. I love it. Bert, what was yours?
Yeah, what I was going to say is that I've seen some people doing effects with color changes in their animations, and what they do is like they animate a separate like masking layer, or like the changes happens, and they affect like they put like another color mask over it to apply the effect.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't.
That would
because
also
I
work really
don't
well
have an
too.
animator brain.
But like, it's probably going to be something to do with nodes and transparency and masking layers in Toon Boom, probably.
So would that
It's
be kind
something
of
to
like a
experiment with.
fade from like one color into the next, like gradually?
Yeah, probably that, or like either a fade in transparency, or we're going to animate like a wave of change, like a shape that just like expands, and then like on that we'll make like a mask for like the other color.
Ooh.
Yeah, we'll have to make tests about that.
That'll be a really fun test.
I'll have to sketch his armor out. I still have it up here. The rest of the in-betweens.
There he is.
That
Little
Phil
man.
went hair, no armor. It's like taking a collar off a dog.
I'm just gonna like give him a little pet on the snout.
You lift up the helmet, you give him a pet on the snout, you put the helmet back down.
Yeah. I didn't know I could like love a side character this much. I started animating and I'm like, oh.
Look at him.
I imagine
love
Hair is like
him.
the dude bro, like intensively so, and I don't know 100% where that started, but he's just the kind of guy to me that would walk up and be like, "Yo, bro, what's up?
I'm going to
Californian
say it
slang."
like a dead meme here, but he'd be kind of like the person to just be like, the Vinky.
He says Da Vinci, and then Gila slaps him.
No.
Rico Sus asks, are there any book scenes you think will be a struggle to make compared to others? I can think of a few. Specifically, once we get... Because I know we mentioned being excited over book 2, but the difference of animation weight between, like, in water and in air, I think that that's going to be a challenge to get used to.
I think
I'm just
large.
gonna, like, speculate like crowd shot.
Yeah, I'm gonna say large action scenes with like a lot of characters in them is going to be like the hardest ones to animate.
Oh, like the one in book 1 whenever Clay and Glory get into the Mudwing Kingdom. Because it's a lot of people running around, like, post-battle.
Or kind of like the attack on like the Summer Palace at the end of book 2.
Oh, yeah. The fire.
Or just like the if they ever get to this point, the Scorpion Den, all like little bustling little sandwing town.
That, or even like in book 1, the arena.
Yeah, because all like dragons just kind of hanging out on like the
I
stands.
mean, we can pull a Wii
whatnot.
Sports. Put, like, cutouts of dragons there.
Or it's just tiny, poorly drawn dragons, like just like
Perfect.
2 horns and a smiley face.
That is how a dragon do look, though.
Yeah.
Horn, smiley face, wings. You've just made a
So if it's a
dragon.
mean dragon, if it's a mean dragon, it's a frowny face.
Yeah. Blixie asks... Oh,
sorry.
Go ahead.
I think I did mention that like for scenes where we have like a lot of background characters, like with the arena, for like the standees in the arena, we could like probably get some cameos in.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gila and Hair make a comeback part 1.
Oh, little babies.
Blixie asks, how do you feel about people using your style for personal use? Also, can we edit the official concept bases and make them into tribes that don't have concepts yet, or have concepts but aren't official? Like maybe edit Kestrel's base to be a Rainwing. Personal use is fine. It becomes the thing with like monetary use because we are like non-profit project. So using the style for profit is like a no-no unless you are Kass, because the style is majorly Kass's style to begin with. As for editing the bases, you are welcome to edit those, but not to make them into other bases. Specifically, like, okay, you take Kestrel's base and you make it into a Rainwing. Make that because you have a Rainwing OC you want on the base, not because you want to make a Rainwing base for others to use.
Like even then with monetization, like we can't even monetize this project because of like legal rights with like Warner Brothers owning like the rights to adapt Wings of Fires into a series. So like everything like in terms of monetization, like we can't even make money out of it.
Yeah, and like Scholastic and all.
Who just joined? Ah, I see. Never mind.
It was me. I wasn't, I'm just vibing.
It was Shanoi Asuna. I hope I said that right. At least I'm pretty sure that's who joined. That's the only familiar icon I didn't see earlier. Can you guys like hear my computer just going woo woo?
Nope. No. Unfortunately, I can't because I would love to hear that.
Yeah, that would be fun.
OBS takes
but
a lot out of
can't
your
hear it.
CPU whenever you stream, so my computer's just like, oh man.
And just a little dance.
Come on, man. You are 4-core.
For mercy.
You can do better than this. You have 2 stickers that indicates you have 2 CPUs. Do better. Alright, let me go back to the questions channel. Starsong asks, how do you guys plan on mixing roars and voice acting? Ah, shoot. Willowheart's not here anymore.
Yeah, that's up to the sound designers, I think.
Yeah, I wish Willow was still here, because she would have, like, the perfect answer for it. The best I can think to describe it is it's a mix of several different things, because some of the roars that I've heard so far, like, incorporate several different animals to make the dragon roar. But as for going with voice acting, I don't know. I'm not a sound designer. I can't fully say.
I think you just kind of like overlay them and mix them at some
I would say they overlay and
Just kinda,
mix,
like, blend
but
them
it's
into each other.
Yeah.
they have to blend a certain way for it to really hit. And I'm not sure of that exact method. I've never done anything like that. Sergeant Els 08 asks, what ideas do you have in mind for characters in dragon language, like writing skulls, etc.? I remember in Dragon Slayer they mentioned that the writing looks a lot like scratch marks, teeth marks, stuff like that. And the first thing I thought of with that, in like terms of reference, is cuneiform. Or cuneiform? I don't remember how it's pronounced, but it's like, I imagine the dragons use their talons as like makeshift wedges and use ink and press their talons in different positions to write.
Have any of you ever seen like Dinotopia? Because they use like footprints and stuff as a form of writing.
I don't
Oh
think
yeah,
so.
I remember that show.
I've
I
heard
loved
of it, but like I've never seen anything of it. But I think the concept's like really cool.
Yeah.
It was good for its time.
Yeah.
The first thing that like popped into my mind with like the dragon writing is like in Skyrim, with like the word walls, all the kind of like letters are carved in, like with the dragon's talons, like into stone.
yeah.
But I don't think they can carve into like a scroll with their talon and like not tear it.
Jasmine Y asks, what kind of animation help do you guys want most right now?
Who wants to answer that?
In terms of production, we're mainly really wanting more storyboarders right now, but that's not like animation, so I'm not 100% sure what kind of animation help we would want most right now.
I'd say like for animation, mostly just any animator application. Like the more the merrier, because it is the one position where we're gonna need a lot of people.
Yeah. Jasmine Y also asked, how much content would you guys want in an application? How much would you want to be in the AnimatedWings style? I would say it also comes to like the more the merrier, but there's also like a certain limit. So like we don't want to see like 20 like standard stuff. We want to see like maybe 5 of your absolute best compared to seeing a bunch of stuff that's not your best. So basically put your best foot forward in any application and give the most that you can. If it's something like a designer application or an animation application, I would say it's very good to have some sort of drawing of yours that you've done in the AnimatedWings style, because it will also help us gauge how well you grasp the style. I feel like I should say more to that, but I don't really know what else to add. Basically just best foot forward as much as you can. There's not like a set amount needed for any application, but we don't want to see like, here's one drawing of a dragon, I want to be a designer. Give us a little bit more than that so we can see more like angles that you draw in, like the general shapes
just
you
see
use.
like how well you kind of like can handle volume and like the art style itself and whatnot.
Yeah. Hane asked how will you animate wing scales changing, and we just covered that a little moment ago, so I'm not going to fully repeat it. Basically, we're still working on it.
It's gonna be a blip from one color in one frame to another color in the next frame.
Well then, hey, can rain wings double as another disco ball with the sea wings?
I just thought
Oh
about
my
it.
god!
Like the light up floor, it's just rain wings like underneath like.
Oh, I got it. So
Glass.
there's a ball of rain wings surrounding one sea wing who is flashing colors, and all the rain wings are in sync with one another, changing to the same color.
Oh, and like light shines through like the wing membrane.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh
Oh.
god.
So perfect disco ball. We have solved disco balls in the Wings of Fire universe. Now you know how
Yeah, it's great.
dragons
Who
really
needs
boogie.
electricity when you have like one sea wing and like a little handful of rain wings?
Yeah.
You have like 5 Kinkajous and you have 1 anemone. What happens? Party.
Are you saying that Jade Academy is just like one party?
Only one
Basically
party.
is.
It's not
Just
2,
one
it's
party.
not 5, 1. Take it or
Just
leave
exactly one person.
Take it or leave.
I love rain wings. I have this headcanon that they can technically learn aquatic by mimicking like the flashlights.
Oh,
it. Oh, they probably could.
And I'm like, oh my god.
That just makes me even
Oh, I
more.
really like that.
Rain wings doing that.
Rain wings just party, man.
Rain wings are just really fun. I love them.
Turtleman asks, when you look back at the start of the project, what are the biggest changes you have seen? I wasn't here at the start, so I can't answer that one.
Neither was I, unfortunately.
Oh man.
Wait, who's the oldest member here in this chat?
Casey?
I think Casey, yeah.
Casey, maybe Dawn too?
Wait, what was the question?
I'm probably the youngest.
What's changed from the start to now? Like, what are the biggest changes in the project?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm one of the few, I guess, on this team who've been on here the longest, and I guess, yeah, the style definitely has changed a lot since
Mute really fast.
it was first started, and we have gotten a lot more sophisticated with our world building, like with backgrounds and how characters interact and such. So I guess that's what, at least that's what I noticed, could be some of the most notable changes since I first joined the project.
Follow-up question with that was, how much progress have you guys made since then in terms of storyboards, designs, etc.? We're still in the storyboard phase of the prologue, so we still have one more design for the prologue that needs a reference sheet, but it's currently in progress. So I would say we're making pretty good progress in terms of how long the project has been going on, because we only recently hit 1 year. Like,
yeah,
early October.
Yeah.
Crazy. I was like very surprised when Kass posted on Instagram, hey, it's our anniversary has come and we're doing an event. And I'm like, what? Like, seriously?
Oh, same. I had like the same reaction.
Yeah, I'm like, I've seriously been on this project for a whole year now? It's like, man, time does fly. No joke in this sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, like, progress on AnimatedWings is slow but steady.
I agree.
Slow but steady wins the race. That kind of thing.
Yeehaw.
Yeah.
I know I heard about AnimatedWings, I don't remember exactly when it was. It was like, I think May is when I heard about it. Because all I knew is back in April is when I started Wings of Fire, and then I heard like, oh, there's a Wings of Fire animated series. I'm like, oh, cool. And then I saw someone post, and I'm like, hold on, is that the one? And it was with Paper Drake. So, and then from Paper Drake, I heard about AnimatedWings, but the funniest part is I can never find AnimatedWings for like 2 months or something. Like, I looked into it, could never find anything.
It's probably because maybe that was before we launched our accounts on Twitter and Instagram, so it was before we really made ourselves public, probably, which is why it was difficult for you to find us.
As soon as the that burn animation was posted that Kass did, is when I was like, oh shoot, that's the animated wing. That's the wing.
Oh, I think I joined like in March. I'm not sure though, but I think I just saw it on like my Instagram Explore page, and I was like, oh, that's fun. So I just joined a Discord server.
Well, I mean, the thing that really got me to like join the server and like take a look at the project in depth was the animation that Anime Lioness Mika did of
Yeah, it's so
Kestrel
pretty.
and Webs.
Yeah, that animation like really got us out there.
It popped up.
Yeah, I remember like I kept like rewatching it over and over again. I was like, wow, this is so cool.
I watched
And I'm still like that. I'm still like, wow, this is so cool.
Yes,
I'm, like,
it
rewatching
never
it
gets
constantly.
old.
Like I never watch it just once and then be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna move on to something else now. I watch it like at least like 3 or 4 times, maybe a bit like a 5th time as a treat, and then I'm like, oh, okay.
Alright, Madam Jelly asks, how bloody/gory do you plan on making the show? Alternatively, do you have any plans to make it more lighthearted, such as implementing running gags or reoccurring background characters that might not have been in the books that serve as visual comic relief?
Can we have
we're
Hair
not-
and Gila?
Yeah, Hair and
Background
Gila.
characters?
Definitely want to repeat those at some point. Don't know exactly where they'll fit in at this point in time, but we definitely want to have them. We've already kind of
Everywhere.
discussed
Have
that.
them be like underwater.
I'm gonna say
They
like
have little bubbles around their heads so they can breathe.
I'm gonna say like have this running joke where like you have to find them in the background characters in scenes where
Yeah.
there's like a lot of the characters in there.
As for the question about like blood and gore with it, it's not gonna be where, oh well, here's some guts. It's gonna be like, yes, there's gonna be blood in it, but it's not gonna be to a severe extent or to an extent that would push it past like a PG rating kind of thing. We're kind of sticking around.
We answered that like previously, and basically our thoughts was like for some of the extremely gory bits and also for dramatic effect, you'd mostly
Off-screen.
just like do it off screen, yeah, and let the audience imagine how horrific it is and such.
Yeah. This one we actually just answered a little bit ago, like 5 minutes ago unintentionally. Important Nonsense asks, how long has AnimatedWings been in production for? A little over a year. I don't remember the exact date. Let me look at the events.
It was made sometime in October.
October
Yeah.
12th.
Yeah.
October 12th, because that's when Kass said our 1 year anniversary, so yeah.
October 12th, 2019 is when the project originally started.
Mm-hmm.
Titan asked, which characters did you have the most fun designing? Honestly, so far, in terms of design, like with concepts, definitely Dune and Morosier. At least for me.
Yeah, for me, I guess the same thing is I really like concepting for Marrowseer, because like I don't know what it is about villain characters, but they really get my inspiration juices flowing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a character designer myself, but like I can tell that everyone's having so much fun, like designing Morosier, and it makes me so happy, like just seeing you all like, just like throw different ideas around, and I love the like overly giant horns, like that Sammy posted earlier.
Also, Titan added, whoever said they play D&D, you rock and we're friends now. I think that was Sammy who said that?
Yeah, that was Sammy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Sammy's
I
gone
also
now,
play
so...
D&D. I think a lot of people play D&D.
I've played D&D a few times, but I've never finished a campaign.
Same, I've only been playing for like 2 years.
It's never really appealed to me. I do like the character designs that people make for their characters for the campaigns, but other than that, it's never really appealed to me.
I watched like Critical Role, but I haven't really played it.
I also watch Critical Role. It's great.
It's so good.
Same here. I'm really behind though.
Oh.
Kass asks, how did you decide on a Disney-ish style? I believe this was kind of touched on earlier when we talked about the Xerox style. Just for the sake of
Aesthetics, probably.
I feel like it's aesthetics primarily,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to
Yeah.
think of the specific wording, and my brain's just not giving it to me. Yeah, I'm not getting it. I would say probably because it's a... No, I got it now. Wow. It's because of the way that shapes are interpreted in the Disney style. It's something that is very easy to follow along with. So using a style that is Disney-ish mainly means that you're basically forming with shapes. Like a lot of shapes to build. Because, for example, Lion King characters, you can see a lot of the shapes that are kind of puttied together. Like, think of it as like putting it on a clay model. You can see those shapes very clearly in the way that their faces move. And so it's a really good point of reference to like build a style that follows in that same kind of footstep. So it's basically just a really good reference point and point of inspiration. Alex P. Oil, I don't know how to say that word, never have, asked, will the characters have their own unique themes when they're on screen, etc., etc.? Example, I can't read it anymore. Burn with drums, webs, sea shanties, creature with echoey ambience, etc. I would say there's a good likelihood of it, but it's not something that's been explicitly discussed.
Yeah. Like drums with Burn would be great. She's big. She's just big, powerful wall of muscle.
I would say like with Scarlet, oboes would be really fun.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Oh.
Like oboes or bassoon, like kind of duetting together as the primary build of the song would be a whole lot of fun.
A lot of like fanfare too.
I would imagine the fanfare will be specific with the Coliseum or announcements made by, what is his name? I want to say Vermilion.
Says I think that's right. Isn't
Yeah.
is he Scarlet's son?
I
can't
think
remember.
so.
Yeah.
Related
Yeah.
to Scarlet in some way.
Yeah, he's a son.
We answered all the questions in the live stream questions channel on our Discord server. And as Toon just said in the stream chat, that our Discord server is linked in the description. It's the first link you see. So we're going to be wrapping up here shortly. So if you want to continue like checking out the project or what have you, there's the link to join. Just make sure to check out the intros channel and fill out the little template we have, and we'll get you going.
Yep.
I guess we can take a few questions as they come in the live stream chat now, so we can actually focus on it.
Yeah.
Vermilion is Scarlet's only son, apparently.
I think, yeah, the rest she has daughters. Ruby, I think, yeah.
Yep.
She killed the other
Ruby-
daughters, didn't she? What was the other one? In
Kinda.
the prologue of Escaping Peril.
Tamarin? Something like that? No?
I don't know why I can't remember.
Yeah, it's like been a few like years.
It's
since,
definitely
I've
a
read
gym
the entire
name.
series through myself.
But
I
my
have
brain
the
isn't
book.
giving
It's
me
like-
a gem. It's giving me tangerine, and I'm like, that's
Tourmaline.
not...
Tourmaline.
Tourmaline, there you go.
I could be pronouncing this wrong. Shauna Purcell asked, how do you audition for voice acting? Right now we don't have any open casting calls, but you can get updated about those by joining our Discord server for whenever they do open. We do it through Casting Call Club. And we do have channels in the server for practice.
I like that I was so close but so far.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for now because I'm pretty tired.
Okay.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you
get
for
some
coming.
rest. Thank you for
coming.
coming.
Bye,
Thank you for
guys.
sharing your voice.
You're welcome. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey.
Bye.
Ethereal Cell asked what inspired the background art style. What made you decide them to look like paintings? I think it was more of an aesthetic thing following along with the actual style itself, like for characters. I think just because it aesthetically falls into a really good rhythm with that style, that's why it leaned into it.
White Dog Druid asks, is there an existing sheet of an example of all 10 tribes in the current animated wing style? If not, are you planning to make one? We have a lot of concept art of different tribes in the style, but we don't have anything set in stone right now.
I know that Kass is currently working on making at least headshots of every single tribe, and there are some in the Discord server in concept art. I think there's only a leaf wing, a hive wing, and an ice wing right now. But as far as I know, Kass plans to do all of the tribes so that you can see the differences between like the general facial structure and so on.
I don't think we're that far into the project yet to make a species guide with our style.
Yeah.
Because yeah, we're still in the concepting stage of certain characters. So yeah, we're not far enough in the project yet.
Icicle the Icewing asks, when did you guys start loving to animate? And I think that's like a person by person basis. I just started on Flipnote, so
I started on TV Paint, and I'm loving it.
TV
Shauna
Paint.
Purcell.
Oh man.
Go ahead.
TV Paint hit me like a truck. Like
in a good way?
When I first got it, I didn't know what I was doing. And at the time, I did not know After Effects or anything about JSON files. And I did not realize that the version I had didn't have layer modes. So I was like, I don't know, put it on top, make it look good. And it looks so bad looking back on it. And I'm like, I hope no one thinks that was stylistic.
What age range are you looking for in the DoD mains, which I assume you're talking about voice actors, and I don't think there's a specific age. Hopefully someone within, like, ideally someone within the age range, like our audience demographic, so probably 13 plus at least, but it's all about what fits the character more than anything.
I completely agree. It's just depending on how you sound, basically.
Yeah. And Ellie Mae Sargent asked, does anyone currently on the call play Roblox Wings of Fire?
I mean, like,
No.
I play it occasionally, but, like, I just do it to, like, look around the map, then I, like, leave and take a nap.
It makes my computer run so hot. Like, I can run Maya better than it runs the Roblox game, and I don't understand why.
Like, I have it on my tablet, and all I do, I just make characters, then, like, I try to make my own OCs, but, like, sometimes the colors, like, don't match, and I get sad, and I just leave.
I tried playing it once. I actually think I've opened it twice, if I'm honest, but I could not figure out how to fly or run, and so I closed it, and I haven't touched it since.
I'm not a huge gamer naturally, but I have seen, like, videos of it on YouTube just out of curiosity to see how the 3D models were molded and how they went about animating specific characteristics of tribes, like how they run, their roar, and such, just for like maybe inspiration. But it's okay. I watch videos if I'm curious whenever they get updates. But no, I haven't played it, and don't really see myself playing it because I'm again not a big gamer. Unless it's on the Xbox or something or PS4. Then never mind.
The Larry Moore girls asked, are you going to make other animators on YouTube part of AnimatedWings? And the short answer to that is we will we have applications open in our Discord server. If an animator here on YouTube would like to join, they can join the Discord server and they can apply.
Also, we don't really go to animators and be like, hey, you should join our project.
No, we
don't do that at all.
Recruiting or whatever.
It's completely volunteer.
Yep.
Yeah. So, how do you guys make the lines so straight without copy pasting? I hope I say this right. Avasaurus?
Avasaurus. I'm just using a stabilizer is how I'm doing it.
And funnily enough, I only found out about stabilizers recently, and I've been drawing for I'd say a good 4 or 5 years now on my tablet with my finger without a stabilizer.
How are you alive? Genuine question.
I honestly don't know myself at this point.
Wow.
I did that for the years before the iPad Pro was even a thing. So from 13 to 17, I drew with my finger on my old iPad, and I don't know how I'm still alive.
If it's any consolation, I use a Samsung tablet.
I'm sure your art is so much better than everything that I did during that period. I will dig it up and I will post it, and you guys can see how bad it is.
Zeno Nightcave asked who came up with the art style for the dragons, and the art style is for a good percentage based off of Kass's art style. LaPerm? I hope I'm saying that right.
Yeah, and also blend as well with other concepts. Especially again, Linus, Micah, she was also a big influence on where the style was going, because her style of drawing dragons is also very reminiscent to the sort of Lion King-esque style that we were going for. So yeah, but a large part of it was Kass's designs.
Stars Tunes asks, how far are you guys planning to go into the plot of the books? Do you plan to finish everything or just go to a particular point? Right now, we only have the first book slated, and we'll see where we're at after that.
The chat keeps updating really weirdly for me. If you scroll up and it's you scroll down a little bit, it's
mine
go to the bottom.
Kind of frozen at the moment.
Yeah. No, and the other questions I'm seeing are where are we from?
Yeah.
Where are we from? What?
A womb.
I mean, I'm from Ireland. I live here. It's not as exciting as you may think. It's just
Stars Tunes, if you're interested, you can always apply in our Discord server. We'd love to check you out. Imagine I did a wink at you.
Oh my gosh, Axe is here. Feel
What
bad
made
for people
this
joining when we're
project
ending
so-
in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Blame time zones. Time zones are the enemy.
I'll answer this one last question and then we'll kind of wrap it up. Rosewater asked what made this project popular. Literally just the love of Wings of Fire as a series. And dragons. People love their dragons.
Yeah,
so
dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is kind of where we are wrapping things up. So,
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for coming. I think this went really well.
I agree.
Really great turnout, really great
Yeah.
questions. Thank you guys so much.
And if you guys want us to do more streams like this in the future, definitely let us know. Give us feedback on it, what you didn't like, what you liked, so we can look to what we can improve on, and what we might be able to do more of, kind of thing, a different kind of stream that's not just Q&A.
It's so fun.
It was a lot of fun. I had a blast. Personally, I love
Really good
streaming.
time.
But
And I was worried. I did have some anxieties, but I think everything went really well. Thank you everyone for coming. Hopefully we'll be able to do something like this again.
I'm
lot of
pretty
fun.
sure we can. The only thing is, I
Yeah.
think we would need to get more people well versed in streaming, because I don't know how many people are comfortable streaming or how many people have good enough computer setup or internet to stream. Like, grabbing a Discord stream and streaming that. Because I know before I got Mediacom, I could barely stream myself. Like, 10 frames per second, 240p, take it or leave it. You ain't getting anything better. Oh no. What was that?
Oh dear, what was that?
I think
Just get
Discord
kicked
bugged
a
out.
little bit. Yeah, Discord had a little moment.
I mean, Discord is always having a bit of a
She
moment.
said, "What if I act out?"
Yeah.
Well, bye everyone. This was really fun. Thank you for coming. Thank you also to all the really amazing artists. It was really fun watching y'all draw.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Mad
All of you are
respect.
amazing, and I love you. I love all of you. You're great.
No you, Sval.
Yeah. No, you.
No, you.
No, all of you.
No, you.
Well, bye everyone. That is 4 o'clock. I'm going to go. Thank you so